What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
Bro, life is good. It's a vibe, man. It's like the perfect time of year. We're about 2 weeks away from regular season getting here. We're getting to the last preseason game. We just saw the guys put on a dope performance at the crib. School starts tomorrow for the littles. Yeah, life's great, man. Life's great. How you though, broski, man? What's the word? I feel like I haven't seen you in a little while, man. I don't like the fact that I haven't seen you in this long, Deke. Not the biggest fan of it.
Is excellent.
Not the biggest fan of it, bro. I don't like not seeing you, Deke. Just throwing it out there, man. Okay? It is what it is.
People were messing us yesterday.
People
were hitting me up on social media.
I'm serious, bro. Yeah, it feels weird when...
They had some conspiracy theories, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, no. Oh, no. All right.
They were coming after you.
Let me hear. Let me hear it.
They thought you needed a day.
What? Hey, y'all, I gotta stop, man.
They thought you needed a day.
For the preseason, I needed a... Y'all, that's crazy.
They thought you needed a day.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
I was wondering, too. I'm not going to lie.
That is wow. No,
I can't say I didn't have those thoughts along with my compadres out here.
I thought that the reaction video that I had put up after the game would have like solidified any questions that might have been out there. You saw the big smiles on the Steeler channel with that video. It was like, yeah, baby, we up. And then if you happen to stumble across the Bills one, it was, yo, man, we got to be better. It was toned down. See? So I felt like that right there should have shown everybody that the vibes were good, man. The vibes were good. Yeah. It was just a busy day yesterday, man. I had to go do that retired celebrity stuff. You know how it is. I realized, now that I golf, as a retired dude, you get invited to a lot of golf events. So yesterday I was at the John Hines History Museum golf outing, the 20th annual golf outing, and we was over at Fox Chapel, man. So it was pretty cool, bunch of Steeler dudes. I was paired up with a former Pitt linebacker, Troy Benson, played with like Dan Marino.
I was gonna say I don't remember.
Yeah, and Cam Hayward's dad. He played with the original Cam.
Ironhead.
Yeah, man. So it was cool kicking it with him and stuff like that. Rocky Blyer company, all that. I was hitting them good too, Dick. But that was the big reason why, it was like I got done with the golf out. Then we had to go meet the teachers yesterday. So it was like, man, just boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I wasn't ducking nothing. Come on, man. Y'all know we got it.
You sure you didn't sign up for that outing on Sunday?
Come on, man. Stop that, man. Stop that. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that, all right? It might have been a text Monday morning. I'd be like, yo, hey, what you doing today? Y'all got anything going on right now?
Is there any golf outing?
I don't care how far it is. I'll drive. I'm pulling up for free. Don't even charge. All right? I'm just not going to be recording today. That's what it is. Yo, it was funny, though, bro, because it wasn't intentional, but it did time up where not only did me and you not go on, I didn't even do my Steelers radio show either. It was just like the time of everything. So they really thought, like, yo, is he all right? You really
the conspiracies were flying.
Yeah, man. I was like, all right, I see how y'all doing it, man. Y'all ain't going to let me live over here. But life is good, though, man. G was happy.
I mean, I had even people commenting. I did the Bleach Report live stream afterwards.
No.
I had people commenting on that, and even on some of my own YouTube videos, like, Moats is hurting right now. Someone needs to console my man.
Yo, that is funny, man. That is funny. No, it was a good game, though, man. And honestly, I was excited for both sides after the game as well. For, most reasons. We'll talk about it and stuff like that. Had a chance to go back and watch the game because it's preseason. There is no all 22. So once again, no big reason why no film coming out and nothing like that from me, at least, But yeah, man, it was a vibe though, bro. So now we definitely gonna talk about it. But how was your weekend? Because like I said, I ain't seen you in a minute, man. Good weekend. Everything was copacetic.
Excellent.
Nice.
Very great weekend.
Nice.
That Bills pack was hitting.
Oh, okay. Man, you broke it off for the all right. All good, man. All good.
Well, I actually just reposted me hitting up the old Bills pack.
Respect.
So I do need to get a shipment in. I actually still need to get a shipment into the Bucks pack as well.
I was about to say, man, yeah, we got some.
I think those come in like cigarette forms for the preseason.
All right. I could dig that.
Maybe.
I could dig that.
Yeah, maybe I'll just smoke all three after we beat the Falcons this week.
Boom. I think that'd be a good vibe. And it would signify the 3-0 record that we would be putting in place in the preseason.
Yeah, so it was a great weekend. Very very tired. I was very tired. I'll put it to you that. I was very tired. I missed out on some sleep. I was like an insomniac. I think
Okay.
my sister had one of those like Celsius things.
I know you're talking about, yeah.
And they got caffeine in them. And I think it was Friday. I was tired. I asked her if I could borrow one, and I drank it. I couldn't get to sleep, man. And my dogs were barking late at night. And then the next day screwed. And I feel like I have to drink another one of those things with caffeine.
Now you playing catch up,
yeah. So it was like weird. So I actually am disappointed in myself. I didn't get a current Bills Pack video out there. I wanted to, but I just reposted the old one and
Respect.
figure it's evergreen content. That one will always work.
Evergreen. God.
Evergreen.
It's all good. I like that.
But if the people want a more recent one, I could.
You don't have to do an update. You don't need to do an update,
I could do
man.
Nah.
Just wait for like the Falcons pack, man. Give them a Falcons pack. That'd be
well,
fire.
what's funny is too, I actually have old videos of the teams we play this preseason. I have the Bucks one from last year, where I'm down in North Shore and MF and Tom Brady, and that was probably one of my most aggressive pack videos. I was going off there, threw the pack into the street. And then, the Bills pack. And then the Falcons pack. I smoked the Falcons pack last year, too. So I have all three of them.
I like your energy, bro. I like it.
It's nice how you could reuse some of those pack videos.
I just don't like how you...
Working smarter.
I just don't like how you all of a sudden wanted to reuse them this week. It was like...
Right, I didn't reuse
the
the Tampa Bay one. Well, if you hear the phrasing of that Tampa Bay one, I'm talking about Tom Brady and everything. This one worked. I was like, a new pack's available in Get-Go.
I really don't understand how that worked out like that. It was very convenient on your end. But yeah, I was like, dang, man, we didn't hear no packs. I was really surprised over the social media. I was like, dang, Deke spoke no pack all of last week. I ain't see a pack up. I said, yo, they got the pack up there this week. I said, all right, it's all up, man. I was with you, though. I'm with you, man. We're on the same team. But I was like, yeah. It was a vibe, though, man. But rightfully so, though, man. The dudes balled out. They did what they're supposed to do in terms of passing the test that we needed to see. So, yeah, I was liking that, man. Dang. What?
KP, bro.
Oh, no, we rapping. We're going to definitely rap.
Where's that caller at? Where's that guy at? Where was the second caller from last week?
Nah, we definitely going to rap,
I want him to call back in.
We definitely rap, man. Without a doubt. I'm trying to think, though, man. Was there anything else?
I have a Deke thought.
Let's go, bro.
It has to do with football.
Oh, actually, before you get your Deke thought, I did want to tell you. Remember when you told me about the PJ Tour and why it's difficult at times for a golfer because it's not just playing one day. You got to do it Friday, Saturday, and then turn around and do it on Sunday?
Actually, 4 days. They
excuse me,
start
4
off
days
Thursday.
then?
Yeah, 4 days in a row. Live Golf, though, they do 3 days.
Bro, I would just tell you this. I played back-to-back days this weekend. So me and G went golfing on Sunday. I played probably my best round of golf ever on Sunday, bro.
The next day.
The next day on Monday, bro, I was nice to start, but then I got tired,
Your first day was Sunday.
Yeah, okay. My first day was Sunday. I was nice, bro. I thought that yesterday, though, I was definitely fatigued, man. Like, I felt like I started out smooth, and then about 3 holes in, man, the technique started to get real bad. Like, back was getting a little fatigued. Shoulder, I'm like, yo, what is this? And I realized, I was like, this is what you was referring to. Like, when you got to do it again. And I was like, yo, if I would have had to come back here today and play, I was like, I'd be trash right now, bro. But I didn't realize that you could get fatigued like that from golf, man. It's still crazy to me.
I think you'll build up.
Uh-huh.
I think, like, you'll harden to it. Like, okay. I mean, that's why these golf people, I mean, the golf players, they do all these flexibility trainings.
Yeah, bro.
I feel like if you're doing enough, though, like, you'll be able to do 2 days in a row.
Okay.
And then down the line, you could do, like, 3 days or 3 rounds in like 4 days.
I mean, when you told
3
me
rounds in 5 days, whatever.
With the 36 holes in a day, I'm like, bro, I couldn't imagine that right now.
I wonder,
yeah.
Do you feel some of the football pain coming up? Is that what it is?
A little bit of that, yes.
Okay, yeah. Maybe that's the thing that's screwing you.
About to say, because like my knees get a little
because
sore.
that's not going away, right?
Yeah, that'll never go away. Heck no. But it's
you need to get back into the ice baths then.
We'll see.
Do some flexibility training. Get on maybe the TB12 method or something.
See, I'm on my Kawhi. I don't do back-to-backs. That's all. Kawhi don't do back-to-backs. I cannot do back-to-backs. I think it'd be smooth. Heck yeah. All right, but anywho, back to your deep thought, man. I just had to get that off my chest while I remembered it.
Patrick Mahomes overrated.
Okay,
I've had it.
Let me hear it.
I've completely had it.
All right, I'm listening.
First Take does a whole segment on his incomplete pass where he jumps out of bounds and he throws it across the field for like 10, 15 yards and it hit off the receiver's hands. I've had enough. They literally did like a 6 to 7 minute segment, Stephen A. Smith and Dan Orlovsky going back and forth about it. I've had it. He's still the best quarterback in the league, but he's overrated at this point. Because it's not even just this instance. I was watching that quarterbacks documentary. All the Mahomes highlights, all they're showing, his little sidearm throws, these little off-balance throws and whatnot. You know who he's passing to? Guys that are open, wide open, that are like 5 to 10 yards in front. They're not hard throws to make. These were throws I was making back in grade school out at recess. Like, it's not that difficult. Again, he's still the best quarterback in the league, but he's overrated at this point. And it's not his fault. It's the media's fault. I've had it. That's my Deke thought.
Fair enough. All right. I don't personally agree with it being easy or anybody being able to make them or it being overrated per se, because I just
he's
think
throwing the guys wide open that Reed's scheming up out here. You look at the Super Bowl. I mean, they're doing these motions.
Mm-hmm.
Little 2-yard pass, Kadarius Toney. He's wide open.
Sky
Moore.
A 2-yard
motion,
pass. I just think it's a different concept than when we're talking about him extending the play and then hitting the guy that's open.
Listen, he's still the best quarterback in the league. So it's a weird thing that I'm saying right now. He's the best quarterback in the league, but he's overrated. I've had enough.
It's all good, man. It's all
Media
good.
Needs to stop slurping them like it's their jobs. I've had it. He's a good player. Damn good player. Best quarterback in the league. Let's just leave it at that. He's got good arm talent.
But think about this, though, Deke. We already say, who are gods on your team? Quarterbacks, right? Right? That's what and a lot of people have already. That's
the
like
NFL is a
right?
quarterback's league.
Right, quarterback league.
100%.
And you're telling me that the clear-cut best of all the quarterbacks in the quarterback league, you know they go talk crazy about him.
An incomplete pass we're doing a First Take segment on.
Think about this, though.
It needs to stop.
It's the quarterback.
It needs to stop.
It's the quarterback, bro. It's the quarterback, man.
They could have found something better to talk about.
This is you already said it.
Maybe like Kenny Pickett's dime to Muth for a touchdown.
You said it yourself. He's the best quarterback in the world. The world. You know they got to talk about that, man. Everybody loves a quarterback, man. Yeah.
If anything, that incomplete pass that he made showcased why that Bengals player shouldn't have had a penalty for pushing him out of bounds. Dude, because, he was going out of bounds. And, based off the current NFL rules or the modern day, okay, you should just let him go out of bounds. But no, he took the one step and jumped as he's going out of bounds and still made the pass. Yeah. If anything, that goes to show the Bengals player was in the right for knocking him out. Because who knows, maybe he could have pulled that off in the AFC Championship.
But unfortunately, it's a quarterback, so that's on the defender to just read his mind and know. Because quarterbacks are the most important people in the NFL. So, yes, if the best quarterback consensus does anything, he does deserve a headline. He does deserve a segment. Quarterbacks rule the world, man.
Incomplete pass.
But it's an incomplete pass from the best quarterback in the world. Not just any quarterback, the best in the world, Deke. You said that. You know what I'm saying? He's the guy. Everybody has to watch it.
Yeah, it's not interesting.
It is.
I think that's my point. It's not interesting. We know he's good.
I've
seen him do stuff like that before.
But it wasn't
this is an incomplete pass in preseason.
It wasn't a regular incompletion, though. You said it yourself. He ran 1 foot, jumped out the sideline, and threw it back.
I told you, I was doing that stuff at recess.
Nah, He did it in the NFL, though. Versus, like, NFL players. With NFL people trying to hit him. Yeah, it's different, man. That's a headline. That's a segment, man. We giving him a segment right now. Let's go.
You're the one that's been talking about this more than I wanted to. I wanted to say my piece and move on.
Come on, Deke. He's the quarterback, man. He's the quarterback. Quarterbacks get all the love. Quarterbacks, man, you know that.
He's good. But
is he just good?
I've had enough.
Is he just good if he's the best in the world? Because if he's only good, what does that mean for everybody that's under him? If he's just good. He's the best in the world, Deke.
I've said that, though.
He's the best in the world,
I've said that, too. I said he's good. He's the best. Whatever other adjectives you want. We know who Patrick Mahomes is. You can use a lot of adjectives with how he plays football.
Deke say, if y'all keep talking about this, they go incomplete pass.
I'm telling you,
talking about. So if they would have talked about Kenny's touchdown pass first, and then get you the Mahomes.
I'm mad
would
about
that
this
have,
too.
Would that have helped?
I'm mad about
No?
this too because you can't win with me at this point right now because there are a lot of analysts out there. It's like clockwork. I saw it on Monday morning, flipping up their Steeler takes. Oh, Steelers! I think they're locked to make the playoffs now. Look how they're doing preseason. I think Kenny Pickett could be the guy. Look at some of these throws. 3 series for the first team, 3 touch, all this stuff. Oh man, Mike Tomlin, don't count him out. I don't want to hear it. They've been talking shit all offseason, then all of a sudden, because they saw a couple good things in preseason games, now they want to crown the Steelers. I don't want to hear it. Keep the same energy that you've been keeping all offseason. Because anyone with eyes, anyone that knows ball, knew that, okay, we finished last season 7-2 for a reason. We had a lot of young pieces at the time. We were going through a so-called rebuild, but still went 9-8 and almost made the playoffs. Actually, the league's lucky we didn't make the playoffs because we would have done some damage. But then you take that team, all the young pieces, they're going to be a year older. You add what we did through the draft and through free agency. We revamped the whole linebacker core, added Patrick Peterson, a Hall of Famer, got all these nice weapons on the offense. Not weapons on the offensive line, but just upgraded the offensive line.
Nah, they weapons. You seen the touchdown
I guess,
run?
sure.
You seen the touchdown run?
I was going to say, usually when we say weapons, we're talking about receivers and running backs and stuff. Fine, yeah, we have...
You might no weapon, baby.
We have weapons on the offensive line. We have weapons now. But anyway, yeah, we have this young core, but then we added across the board and like upgraded every facet of this team. We won 9-8 last year. Yeah. Of course we're going to be good in 2023. Anyone with eyes knew that. But still people were doubting the Steelers the whole offseason, saying we're going to be 4th in the AFC North, overlooking us. They're crowning the Bengals and the Ravens, even thinking the Browns might be better than us. I don't want to hear all the positivity with the Steelers now, with the fake news media. I'm sorry. I'm on one right now. Mahomes overrated and fake news media keep the same energy.
I like it, man. All good. Shoot. You know what I totally forgot, Deke? But, man, because we was about to hop right into this thing. I was ready to go with you, man. Before we get too deep in there, because we about to get deep in it. I can feel it. I know you can feel it, too. We do have to pause for a second to give a shout-out to 828 Style real quick, man. Because he did, man, hook me and Deke up with some fire kicks. So we're going to show them real quick. And then after that, we're going to get into this here game, this here breakdown, all right? But before we get to that, let me pull these up real quick.
Oh, yeah, these are unreal.
Shout out to 828 Style, man. Oh, you got you? About to say, man, 828 Style have been talking about sending me and Deke a pair of custom shoes. Oh, my bad. I mean to block you, broski.
You go first.
All right. And custom he did. And he went cray-cray on these things, man.
I think I'm wearing these tonight.
No, seriously, bro. I cannot wait to put these on in the game, man. Pulling up to the stadium. Definitely did his thing, though, man. Salute to 828 Style. One time for the culture, man. Got the little JMU and Steelers action on it. And then Deke, you show him your joint, man, so that the people can see his firework.
Okay, here's one shoe. This is my left shoe.
Camera up here too, yeah.
Okay, hold on. I gotta move let me move the chat real quick so I know people could see this.
There we go.
Oh wait, no, this is delayed, so I have no clue.
You're good. Trust me,
right?
You're good. I got you.
Look at this.
Yeah, you're
Look
good.
at this. This is badass. We got Pickett.
See, look, I got you on my screen right here.
These
are
live feed right here. Jordan 1s.
Yeah.
We got the 8 right here.
Fire.
Big Deke energy on the back. We got a little Steelers font logo here, and then a fade from the toe being black to that nice Steeler gold.
You can't go wrong with that thing, baby.
So you guys are probably already guessing what the right shoe is, though. KP's on the left. We got the GOAT on the right. Yeah, the Bumblebee. And that's what's cool about these shoes. Look.
Yo.
He's got Ben in the yellow jersey, KP in the black.
That's hard, bro. That's hard.
So the color behind it's black for the Ben one, and it goes to yellow, and it's the opposite for KP. Yeah. So pretty cool. But then the 7 on the toe is that Bumblebee 7, too. You got Roethlisberger on the side, Steelers, Big Deke energy. These are badass, man.
Fire,
these are
bro.
awesome.
Fire.
I mean... Yeah, you saw my reaction whenever you showed me these. I was like, holy shit.
We both went crazy looking at these things, man. Nice snap, bro. Shout out to 828 Style, man.
And
from
he's
the
got
heart.
the 828 Style branding on him, too.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Fire vibes with this thing, man. Like you said, I love the personal touch, though. He knows how you feel about Kenny and 7. He knows I'm a JMU cat. Got my Steeler action up there. Major love, major respect right here, man. So once again, 828 Style, we definitely appreciate you again from the heart. And anybody that's looking to get any of his work, man, he is on social media. On Instagram at Warren Productions. All right, click on at Warren Productions on his Instagram, man. You'll be able to contact him if you were looking to get any custom work done as well. But shout out once again to 828 Style, man, for the love, man. We definitely appreciate you, and certainly cannot wait to rock these joints, man. I like it, man. But with that being,
no one copy my shoes. These need to be one of a kind.
Oh nah, bro. I don't think they can copy them if they wanted to. 828 went crazy on them, baby. But with that being the case, I hit the like button one time for 828 Style, man, and how he was cooking it up. And with that being the case, we'll start the show like how we always do. Let us know in the comment section where you're tuning in from so we can give you those big boy shout outs to start today's show.
Boo Man says 828. I think I need some work for you. Those icy.
Bro, he went crazy.
Boo Man's or 828's about to get some business here.
Bro, he went crazy. All I know is when I opened up that, he had sent the box. I was like, yo, let me see what we got in here. I seen the Jordan. I said, oh, hold on now. You got my attention. Then I started seeing them cussing. Oh, it's a wrap, baby. It is a wrap.
I think I'm wearing them tomorrow.
Serious, I cannot wait, bro.
Am I allowed to wear? Like,
yeah, heck yeah, bro. You supposed to wear?
They're nice.
Shoes were meant to be worn.
I agree.
Shoes are meant to be worn, Deke, regardless.
I hope that's how 828 feels. He's in the house too.
I'm about to say, yeah, I see him, man. You already know he tuning in, baby. I'm about to say for the culture one time, but yeah, I bet shoes are meant to be worn, bro. They're meant to be shown. They're meant to be seen. You know, experience and build memories with them shoes, bro. I can't wait. Yo, they crazy hard.
Rod Dollars in the house. 330 Youngstown, Ohio.
Hey, shout out to Cheryline too, Deke. I was at the game and I ran into three cats, man, from Cheryline. They all knew Rod. They was like, man, we watched the podcast and we big subscribers. We also from Cheryline, man. We rock with Rod Dollars. I wish I could remember their names, but it was so much going on that they just kept letting me know that, yo, we from Cheryline. I'm like, heck yeah, man. Like, Rod Dollars from there, so y'all good people with me too. Yeah. But nah, salute Cheryline, man. Absolutely.
Rod's their favorite celeb chat member.
Seriously. And 828 Style said, wear them joints. That's what they're for.
Okay, great.
Man of the people right there, man. Absolutely. Yeah, because I'm big on that, man. Wear your heat, baby. Got to wear your heat.
Craig Ellis.
Jinx said the same thing. Got to rock it. Don't stock it, man. Heck yeah.
Craig Ellis, 717, Lancaster, PA, as always.
Let's go. Shout out to Lancaster, man.
Terry Watson, 803, Columbia. Stephon Griffin, St. Louis. Alan Vigil, Corpus Christi, Texas.
Shout 361. Out to Texas, man. Let's ride.
Ramiro Rodriguez, 602, Phoenix, Arizona.
Love that.
We got MPCP, 814, State College, PA.
It's almost that time for them boys over at State College, too. Yeah. Heck yeah, man. I like that.
Stan Claire checking in from the 905, Toronto. Loving them shoes.
Shout out, man. 828 went crazy on them, man.
X-Concepts, 724, Greensburg, PA. Highsmith locked Stephon Diggs down.
Yeah, had a little rep in the slot. It was pretty. I liked it, man. Little cover 4. Yep. 3 will go away from me. Slide down on it. Excellent.
Dilshant Garcha, 780, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Here we go, Steelers from the Great White North.
Canada. Let's go, man.
Last one. Real Deal RC from the 757, Norfolk.
Let's go. That was the one I was about to holler at. So I was like, that's from the crib. Norfolk in the house. Let me tap in a couple on real quick, Deke. We got B. Terry Steele. I think I said that right. But Terry Steele checking in from the 203 Connecticut. You know we got DD Smalls, and he's on the driving range right now. Hope you are hitting them straight and hitting them far, baby. Let's go. Sam G tuning in from Des Moines, Iowa, baby. Jar Devil, you know he always in the 310. San Pedro, California. Then after that, I got to talk about Big Jinx, the 412, down in Winter Haven, Florida. Now, but I'll have my 412 number 2. Oh, he's down in Winter. Oh, I see what he said. He calls it like that's his place to go to for winter, I'm assuming that. Shout out to you being what do you call them things? When you leave the cold place to go down to the
Snowbirds.
Snow baby? Is it snowbirds?
Snowbirds. Snow bunny. No, snowbirds.
Snowbirds. Okay. Yo, I'm tripping. Yeah, snow bunnies. Whoopsies. Yes, snowbirds. That one. I knew it was one of them with snow. All right. Anywho, shout out to you, man. Enjoy the weather. And then I will end it with Rianne Fagan tuning in from Dublin, Ireland, boys. Shout out to you, my Irish brother. Them. Let's get it. Let's get it, man.
Hey, I don't want to pass up on this opportunity.
Talk to me, man. What's the word?
Because my man Pierce Trexler here
What you got?
is saying, yo, Moats and Deke, I run a vintage shop and have some stuff I think y'all are going to love. Y'all got a P.O. box I can ship them to.
Yeah.
More gear?
All right.
I'll take more gear.
Man, you know we got a P.O. box now. I'll put it in the chat, but it's 1597 Washington Pike, Suite A, 38-106, Bridgeville, PA, 15017. I'll put it in the chat for you, though, just in case.
All right, I'll say a few more of these shout-outs then while you do that. JMK So Saucy, 803 Rock Hill, South Carolina.
Shout out to Rock Hill.
Jay McCoy, 336, show gets me through work every day.
Let's go, man. We appreciate you from the heart.
Kenny D, Detroit, Michigan. Oh, this sounds like a pretty good place to be from. John Malasco, 270, Bourbon County, Kentucky.
Bourbon. Hey, now.
125.
Somebody turn me up. Turn me up. Somebody turn me up. All right, so yeah, I got that in there now, so we are good. I like how we be multitasking, right? These how we passing it back and forth. Yeah, even though we ain't even been here, man, we just smooth right now, man. Let's go.
Yeah, I feel like the vibes are high.
Yeah, man, it's a good day. Even though y'all been trying to like low key slander me, I could feel the energy in here, man. Just know I could feel some of that slanderous. Yeah, but it's all good. It's all good.
Super chats?
Yeah, let's tap in.
First one. Hollywood 931, Bills pack in the air. Hashtag the first team a problem.
Let's go. Let's go.
Now, I second that.
I'm going to put this graphic up now because, shoot, I agree with you. But if you down, we can go ahead and start rapping about this a little bit. Let me get to the thing. Where are you? There we go. Alrighty. But yeah, in terms of the first team, man, a problem? Yeah, you can make a strong case for that. Offensively, I thought that we started out really well. Let's see. We'll start with Jalen Warren. Start with the running game. We'll start with Jalen.
Wait. Are you hearing the rumors? You hearing the debate?
I've heard some of the debate, yes. How do you feel about said debate? How do you feel about said controversy that's just being trying to just...
I have mixed emotions.
Okay.
I get the sentiments at this
right.
point. I truly get the sentiments.
Because you saw both in a similar setting.
I just feel like it's a disservice to Jalen Warren.
Okay.
If you're this big Najee Harris fan and want to completely write Jalen Warren off and say like, no, he doesn't deserve more carries. Or like, this shouldn't even be a conversation. Like,
right.
Najee's so much better than Jalen Warren. I think you're doing a disservice to 3-0.
Fair.
I really do. But then at the same time, if you're out here just saying Najee Harris sucks and Jalen Warren should be the starter, he should be getting 80% of the carries, I think that's too far as well.
Fair.
Like, to the point where I'm willing to go right now, I'm willing to go 50-50.
Okay.
But I think Najee's still RB1, deserves to be the starter to open the season. Like, back-to-back 1,000-yard years. For the most part, the line he's been running behind has not been good. Started to turn up in the second half of last season. Yeah, Najee is still valuable to this team. They both bring different elements. I think Kenny said in his interview, they're like ground and pound or thunder and lightning. It's not the worst problem to have. Two solid, competent running backs. I mean, that's actually what you want in this league. I mean, you're seeing teams like the New York Jets. They have Breece Hall. They also picked up Dalvin Cook. We're very far away from the one running back bell cow getting all the carries. So we should be excited that Jalen Warren's doing stuff like this. In fact, he did something I didn't know if he was capable of or not, and that's take a run 60 yards to the house and outrun a whole defense. Like, we knew he was more speedy and agile than Najee, but to do that, that's what we were talking about McFarland for. I don't know. McFarland might be a little bit more expendable. He should make the roster still, but you get what I'm saying.
So I looked at it like this, man. Both backs bring something different to the table. With Najee, he is the high-class pedigree. I look at him as like the show horse, right? The one that has all the hype coming from college, the one that has been able to still be productive at this level, but it hasn't always been the most glamorous. It hasn't been the prettiest. That 62-yard run is pretty. It's sexy. It's like I don't even have to know anything. I just know that that's dope. Whereas with Najee, sometimes we got to talk context, right? 1,000-yard rusher, under 4 yards per carry. Physical runner, doesn't really have explosive plays though. So it's just a different approach to it. But to act as if one is more valuable than the other, I can get that part, but I do feel like for both players, they do need each other. They complement each other's style. Najee isn't capable of doing what Jaylen Warren did, the 62-yard run where he steps around. Well, shoot, regardless of, before he even gets to open field, he's not stepping around Jordan Poyer like that. That was one-on-one in the alley. That was the most impressive part to me. I knew Jaylen was fast in terms of straight line, but he made a play stepping around an all-pro safety in the alley. That is tough to do. That's the drill that you always hear them working on at the at Latrobe now, where it's that sideline, you got about 10 yards, and you one-on-one make that guy miss. To see him do that in stadium versus that caliber player was really impressive because Najee has never done that at this level, let alone take it 60. But to make that type of guy miss in that type of window, that's very impressive. That's the difference between a good back and potentially a great back. The guys that can make that second-level defender miss. We've talked about that, right, with Najee. Like, yo, man, you got to make this dude miss his one-on-one right here. And a lot of times he gets hit in that area because he's not really elusive. He's more power. So to me, I really liked that part for Jaylen. But when I look at the style of runs that Najee had in the game, I'm like, could this run have been different if it was Jaylen because of his quickness, because of his ability to get in and out of it? Yes. But then at the same time, I look at the physical style of running that Najee was running with in that, and I'm saying to myself, as a defender, Jaylen Warren taking that same approach is not going to have the same effect on me as a defender as when Najee ran that ball like that. Now, granted, it wasn't as pretty, but I look at the residual of it. Think of almost like a body puncher, right?
Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
Going up against Marshawn Lynch
Absolutely.
for 30 carries.
It's like boom, 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 boom. Eventually, then it's going to spit. But residual for me as a defender, I'm like, bro, this dude is a load to hit. And you get fatigued physically
especially
and mentally.
In the winter, too. Yeah, TG always brings that up
absolutely.
When he comes on.
And that's 100% accurate. Whereas for Jaylen, typically with the speed type of stuff, that slows down later in the year because you're more banged up. Now you need to be more of that bruising style that can punish him.
He does have that, though, too.
But we haven't seen it.
He's not afraid.
But think about this, though. We haven't seen it in the same manner of a Najee, 20-plus carries of that. It's easy to do it when you're only going to do it for a handful of times. And then the rest is you're in space, you're getting the ball on the perimeter, stretch plays and stuff like that. I think that's a different context. And I feel like for most, or a good amount of fans, I think they look at it and they don't see the difference with that. They just say, well, shoot, we've seen Jaylen run physical for 2 plays and then go 60. He could do that for 30 plays. It doesn't work like that because their frames are very different. That's why Najee is able to take on a lot of that punishment. But I just think that in terms of the division of labor, I still like Najee 60-40.
Sure.
Because I feel like that power punching is what sets up the home run hit. Because I look at when Jaylen gets in there and I look at how that linebacker was flying down because he's feeling like I got to get downhill in a hurry. That allows Seumalo, the guard, to climb up on him, pick up the front side backer. That was the block that sealed it. James Daniels did a great job of blocking Milano on the backside, but that was going to be a 50-50 block regardless. Seumalo's front side was the key, but it was because that dude is stepping up because Najee done ran that thing a couple of times just right here. And now you get Jaylen to step out, and now you went on with the safety, and now it's just on Jaylen to make that play. His part of that play was you beat the safety. But I thought, like, as a whole, man, them two dudes together are way more effective than if you just exclusively say, man, make Jaylen be the guy going forward. I just think that that's going to hurt him more than it helps him. And for Najee's too good to not be out there too. Like what he brings is not as pretty, is not as flashy, but it's still very effective. And in terms of a defender, like when you see them both of them together, it's a lot more scary than one versus the other per se.
I think you bring up great points. I'm with you 100%. I don't think there's any reason to go extreme one side or the other here.
Well, you know, it's 62-yarder, man. He's fast. Najee's never given us that. It's like, yeah, but Najee's not designed to give us that. Najee's designed to give you body punch, body punch, body punch. Think Mike Tyson type knockout, you know? Whereas when you look at Jaylen Warren, that's speed, that's flash. That's more like Floyd Mayweather, Roy Jones, like that type of stuff, you know?
I think a lot of it probably has to do with us using a first-round pick on Najee, whereas with Jaylen Warren, undrafted.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if Najee Harris was a third or fourth round pick, we'd be like, oh, we have amazing value in both these running backs.
Yeah, but the problem is Najee wouldn't be a third or fourth round running back based on the talent. That's part of it, because when we talk Jalen's defining characteristic is his speed. He's developed some of the other stuff, but early on, we didn't look at him as a surefire powered back who could do the type of things that we knew Najee could do coming out. And I just think that was part of why we took Najee where we took him at. Remember, Najee was all world coming out of Bama, man. He was a big time player.
He was in the Heisman.
Yes, yeah. So it's like he wasn't just a regular type prospect, but at this level, I mean, that's a part of it too, man. Them expectations of where you get drafted at, it does stick with you at times. And for Jalen, everything that Jalen gives us throughout his career here in Pittsburgh, we're always going to view him as exceeding expectations because of where he started at.
100%.
Whereas for Najee, because of him being a first-round draft pick, and because the last high-end running back we had was Le'Veon Bell, he's always going to be compared to L. Bell.
Good point.
And we're looking at first round and saying, well, what have you done to exceed the expectations that we had for you coming here as a first-round running back in 2020, 2021 timeframe? I just think that all of that is working against Najee right now, whereas for Jalen, everything is in his favor, man.
Everything's house money.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you also have the running back contract talk. Najee's coming up on fifth-year option.
You see what's going on with with Jonathan Taylor right now. You looking at Najee, and it's like, well, this dude just went 62, and we know for a fact
and we're seeing
seeing
Jaylen Warren cook. Yep,
it's like we know you can't do this. You can do the other stuff, but you can't do that part. All right. I'm like, if you're Mr. Rooney, if you're Omar Khan, you over here just Birdman, rub your hands like, we got him now. We got him now.
I think we can still pick up his fifth-year option. That doesn't kill us.
I don't think you even have to, though, to an
1 year,
extent.
what would it be? It'd be like 1 year, $8 million or something. That's fine.
But we got to see what Jalen does, because if Jalen is going 62, if Jalen does 62 at any point in time in the regular season, we're going to be questioning, is Najee worth $8 million per year? Because if that's what the fifth-year option, I'm not 100% on the number, but it's going to be in that ballpark.
Yeah.
We would legitimately be having them type of questions.
We would. But if he's still doing good things out there, that helps. But also, like the Bengals did.
But does that help enough for 8? Because I know you
were
bring up Joe Mixon.
Well, I was going to say, the Bengals have kept their core together, that young core together. And I think that means something, too. Like, that could be added into it.
But has Mixon legitimately split his carries? P-Ryan, not really. Before that, you had Bernard. But it's clear been Joe. Whereas we're legit at times, not all of us, but at times, this Jaylen Warren convo has come up. It's not the first year it's going to happen either. We talked about this even last year at times. And I just think that's the part that makes it, the $8 million part, just a little bit different to me, because at least in Cincy, you're like, yo, do I want to pay him that? No. But is he clearly the best running back on our team? Does he clearly give us the best chance to win? Can he do everything we need? Yes. With Najee, we see at times where it's like, all right, which version is it? All right, is Jalen hot? Because if Jalen's hot, then we don't even need this version right now. We can roll with this to an extent. That's the thing where it's like, when you talk about that $8 million for a running back as well, I think that's the part that kind of hurts him more than it helps him.
You have to be sure you get another guy.
Yeah.
But my thing is, it's only 1 year. Omar Khan can make that work for 1 year.
Do you just do it for 8, though? Because I'm like, for just a 1 year and it's not that serious, give him 4. If you're just trying to keep him here, but to give him 8, I'm thinking to myself.
Oh, you're saying keep him, just make the deal less.
Yeah, because to me, it's the difference between me picking up your fifth-year option and me just giving you a 1 year extension, a la Terrell Edmonds. We didn't pick up his option.
Right.
We was just like, yo, we'll come back and give you a 1 year for, was it 1.2, 1.3, whatever he signed for.
Maybe it could even be 1 year.
Yeah.
6. It's a little bit more respectful,
right.
too.
We'll do 5 with some incentives. Yeah. Because once again, why are you paying it 8 or even in that ballpark if you don't even feel like he's going to be your best player at that position?
For good vibes.
I like your energy, bro. I wish you was my GM. pay the good vibes, bro. Sheesh, I would have got me a couple more, man. Mess with you, Deke. They don't usually pay for the good vibes. They usually be like, yo, if you can't give us what we want, we'll figure the rest of it out.
Keep the good
We're
times
not
going.
paying you, though. Yeah.
Keep the good times going. If he's doing good, having success, team's winning.
And Jalen is cooking, though.
Jalen's cooking, too. But then his time will be up after that.
So
it's only 1 year for Najee. That's what I'm saying. Then you could do a little multi for him after.
But when you said 1 for 8, it's like, bro, that's Saquon just got 1 for 10.
The franchise. I'm not saying franchise tag Najee.
So Najee's just a $2 million difference then. That's the part why we still got a Jalen Warren. I just think that his value is only going to be decreasing the more we see Jalen do 62 yarders and step around all pro safeties in space, bro.
Sure, I get it. On paper, for sure. But I do think Najee means something to this team.
He does.
As a leader and just...
Bro, to me,
growing with this young core too.
To me, he's one of our heartbeats on offense.
That's how I feel.
I feel like he's the tone setter. It doesn't get.
So I think that might be worth
though.
the extra $1 or $2.
Yeah.
If he's producing too. I mean, it's a different story. If he's out there averaging 3.5 a carry, Warren's looking way better than him. If he's doing good things, we got a good tandem between the two. For 1 year, if we can afford it and it's not killing us, Omar Khan knows all this stuff.
Because
he's smart.
I look at the context of if the season goes like how this game just went, right? Where it's going to be back and forth, but the only difference is on occasion, Warren is going to give us the explosive play. I feel like at the end of the year, when we start talking, is he worth 8? Is he worth 7? Is he worth 6? I think that convo looks a lot different if Warren is around 500-600 on the ground, another 200 in the air. I think we're looking at that like, nah, we can go spend that on another corner. We can go spend that on another tackle, or we can spend that on a safety. That's what I'm looking at.
It'd be like the Chargers moving on from Melvin Gordon and going with
think
Eckler.
about what is Cole Holcomb. He gets 4 a year.
6?
Oh, excuse me, 6 this year. And I thought that he played his tail off this past game. But just think of the context of 6, and he's clearly one of our top 2 LBs who's going to play 85 to 90% of the snaps, right? Whereas when we're talking about Naj, potentially, if this goes like how we think it goes with Jalen Warren, we're going to pay him 6 to give you split carries.
I get it.
That's the only thing.
I get it.
And it's the position where you know how quickly it could depreciate as well. Not saying that he is going down there, but that's just some of the context. I mean, it's a serious year for him. He knows that, though. We've already talked about what this year means for Najee in terms of him really trying to get paid. Like, he got to do something this year. But it's just the pros and cons of Jalen Warren. Like, that's the argument with the position, though. That's definitely it.
Oh, yeah, we've been talking about it all.
That's the argument, yeah. Absolutely, man.
All right, how do we want to go about this then? You want to just keep on hitting on topics or players surrounding the first team?
Yeah, let's keep doing that, man. Let's keep doing that.
What do you want to talk about?
Well, actually, man, so let's go to the quarterbacks then, bro. So the next thing I thought was this, man. In terms of Kenny, I thought he was clean, man. Really good decision-making. The 2 throws, obviously, we know the touchdown pass to Pat was dope. My favorite throw was the Allen Robinson throw. Allen Robinson, 3rd down, tight window, had to use his vision. I loved that play. I thought that was Kenny just looking cool, calm, and collected, and understanding that was a big down for him in that particular play or in that particular sequence. And then from there, that's when you hit, you know, obviously the Pat Fry move versus the Tampa 2. Excellent read. I like how you threw it backside away from Milano, but not far enough where the safety was in play. Excellent throw, man. But that's Kenny. Anybody that's been watching Kenny knows Kenny could do that. Kenny's been doing that. And I thought that was good to see, not just in stadium, but to see it versus the Bills defense. We don't care about what energy or what mentality another team has coming into the stadium. It's on us to always come out there with the right energy. And that was the big takeaway that I thought, man. I thought offensively, we came out with energy like, bro, we're trying to prove something. We're trying to score. We're trying to be our best selves. I don't care what the other side had in terms of, oh, they was chilling. Oh, it's preseason for them. It doesn't matter. No different if you in a playoff game and the team come out flat. Them points don't count. They still count them, right? You start off flat, you want to. You come out sleepwalking, you want to. They still count them points. So preseason or not, even though you can make a case for that, it doesn't matter. You got to control what you can control. And I thought that they did a great job offense, defense, and special teams. Absolutely. That we're not going to be coming out here playing like this. We're playing up here. Now, you can either match this energy or we're going to run it up on you. And at the NFL level, that's the truth. It doesn't matter how talented you are. If you come out here and you're half-cocked versus another NFL player, you're going to get beat. Deion Dawkins, Nick Herbig. The play where Nick beat him, Deion was chilling off the line of scrimmage. Oh, it's the young boy. I'm cool. And Herbig cooked him. But then after that, now Deion is over that joint, fired up, jumping off, blocking, doing all this other stuff. But it's too late now. You done allowed him to make a play on Josh. You done allowed that. But that's the difference right now when you're talking about this team this year. They not playing that up and down game, man. They coming out fired up, and it's because they're young too, and they got something to prove. Whereas you look at the other side, it kind of looks like, they know who they are, and they're kind of like just coasting into this day. That's on them. But for us, we know what we can do, what we're capable of, and it's just good to see us carrying that momentum from last season into this year with that same type of like focus, especially with that top unit.
Yeah, I'm with you on KPA. What else more needs to be said? Dude looks good. I mean, I think a big year's ahead for him.
Why they got a plan this week though?
I'm with you. I don't want to play anyone. I didn't want to play anyone this week,
bro.
I didn't want to. I didn't want to play anyone against the Bills,
bro. I do not want to play him this week.
What they say about the defense?
What you mean?
Like TJ and them.
I saw he say that
he said
starters are playing. Yeah,
that's stupid.
I don't like that at all, bro. Because and this is the argument me and TG we've been going back and forth.
Short week too.
His whole thing is you want to stay sharp going into the season, and I get that. Like the sparring element, boxing, I get it, but I don't see any benefit coming from this game. You can play as great as you want to play.
And it's not like the season's 1 week away.
Yeah,
you have a 2 week.
2 weeks. So
it's 2.5 weeks.
You're still gonna have that open week anyways.
Yeah.
I just don't like it personally. And I'm not trying to live in our fears, nothing like that. And I get that either. Part. But it's just like, what's a necessary risk and what is a unnecessary risk? To me, playing your starters in this preseason game after we've seen how them first units have looked in both games, I think it's unnecessary. I don't think we're going to gain a lot from this. To me personally, I would much rather... But this is also part of when you cut down that fourth preseason game, because there's still a lot that needs to be seen. We haven't seen our first unit offensively or defensively have to go through the mechanics of you finish the half, sit down, get cold at halftime, come back out here, start the next half fast. We talk about...
We can't do that, though. Not in preseason.
Typically, we used to. Think about it. That was always the third preseason game. You take it into the half, you come back out. That changed when they cut down that fourth preseason game. Remember, because the last preseason game was where the young guys would play your twos and your threes.
You sure about Ben? I don't remember Ben ever playing into the third.
7 might not have.
Okay.
It's league-wide, though. Yeah. It is league-wide. Absolutely. So that's my only thing, man. But I don't know if we're going to... I don't feel like Coach Tomlin would do that. I hope he win it. But I just don't know right now.
It's foolish.
Because he's playing his dudes.
2 series max again. Just do it the same way.
He's playing his dudes, yeah. I'm like, you've seen enough. I get it if you want to go through some mechanics, but I don't want to jeopardize any more of the injury risk, especially when we're seeing how good this team on paper or even in stadium, even though it's been a quick preview of it. It's like, we look like we got something legit here. Let's go ahead and see what it looks like when they actually start the count. Because, like I said, there's no positive that comes from this fourth game or this third game right here, man. At least from my perspective.
No, and I said
not
that
for those guys.
I said that going into Saturday's game. There's not really anything in particular I'm looking for here. Now we could talk about the matchups against the Bills' first team and whatnot, but my main thing is just to get out of the stadium healthy.
Yeah,
and that's going to be the same thing for the Falcons game.
Now, especially with the start, and I'll clarify this: the clear-cut starters, those are the guys I'm referring to in terms of they don't need to play.
Right.
I'm not talking about dudes that are in position battles. I'm not talking about dudes that are role players,
rookies, even rookies, like
rookies.
JPJ.
Yeah, I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about Kenny, Deontay, the guys.
Robinson, the starting O-line.
Like the guys. We all know
TJ,
the guys.
Minka, Cam.
The core that we know when we're in the season, those guys, they don't need to be out there. That's people I'm referring to. Shoot, I'm even fine if you wanted to let Dan Moore sit and give Broderick the whole game. I'm not tripping on that either.
He's locked in, huh? It's official. I was wrong. Alex Kozora, we know him.
Shout out to Alex, bro. I like Broderick.
His
he need more urgency, bro.
His reporting, he said, he tweeted out, because he's been at those training camps like every time. He said Dan Moore took 96% of the training camp snaps at first team.
Yeah.
And then we seen him with the first team in the preseason games. Yeah, he's going to start week 1.
And what have we said about Dan?
Thought it was going to be Broderick.
We said Dan has started 2 full seasons at left tackle. Dan is a professional. You watch Dan play, just watch the last 2 seconds of every play with Dan versus with Broderick. Dan plays with just more urgency when he's finishing. And that is the difference at this level at times. Everybody's so talented. But because we're so talented, you gotta go every time.
We saw some of this stuff with Broderick at Georgia, not gonna lie.
Yeah, because he's so talented, so athletic at times.
He would let some things leak through.
And what carried over into the preseason game? You look at the plays where he's had success, he's showing what he's capable of. The plays where he's got, technique's been a little lazy. The finish hasn't been as urgent as it needs to be. That's the part for him where he's going to have to understand at this level, that's not going to cut it. These pass rushers, everybody out here, if you face the pass rushers in the NFL, they know how to win. They know how to get a sack. You cannot come out there chilling. The same convo we talked about, Deion Dawkins chilling the first rep versus Herbig, and Herbig smoked him around the corner. Project same convo, man. Deion is a $60 million tackle. He's been doing this for a long time. He can't even chill like that. You definitely can't chill like that. But that's some of the stuff, especially with young players, you just got to learn at this level. Remember when I said last week, I was like, I don't know if he was fatigued or if he was just kind of chilling. You the first rounder, you were here late in the preseason game. Is that the vibe? Watching it again, I just feel like he has to finish better. Now, is that a cardio thing? It could be.
That's what I was going to ask.
It could definitely be.
Out of shape?
Trust me, I'm not saying he's out of shape, but there's a difference between when you're going through the season is as a collegiate athlete. You got pro day, you got combine, you got all-star game, and then you're on the traveling circuit. You're going on your visits. So in terms of training for football, not always the same. Now, that's still not an excuse because I could point to Herbig, I could point to JPJ, I could point to all these other guys, and that hasn't been the case. And Broderick has still been playing a lot. So it's not to say that he's not in good shape. But there is just a difference between Dan Moore's conditioning right now versus Broderick's conditioning if we're watching the two of them. And that's just something, as a younger player, you got to just figure that out. Man, all of us
and
go
I thought
through
he looked fine. I still think Broderick looked good out there.
Absolutely.
It's just, he lets 1 or 2 things slip on occasion.
That's the finish part, the urgency part. And when you hear Coach Tomlin talk about detailing your work, that's also what he's referring to. It can't be you do it right 95 times and then the last 5 plays you just chill on. It can't be that. It has to be every single play because at that particular position at left tackle, 1 play is the difference, isn't it? If you chill on this play or you get beat at left tackle, that's our quarterback getting rocked. That's potentially a strip sack. That's potentially a forced pick. It's a lot of bad that happens, man. And that's why they are the second most important player on offense. So you can't be chilling. You got to be locked in, dialed in, playing with urgency. Think about when we would talk Dan Moore versus Myles Garrett. What would we say? Bro, he's just going to fight him. He's going to fight him. He's going to make it so scrappy, bro. He is not going to just take an L and walk with it. He is going to do every little thing. That's what Broderick has to add to his game right now, bro. Like, he got to get that type of urgency. Hopefully he can. And I feel like he will. He's young. But Dan Moore is also a good player. I feel like people kind of...
4th rounder, already came into the league with a chip on his shoulder. Yeah. And we just drafted a dude to replace him. So,
and everybody rolled him off as soon as he came. Oh, yeah, it's done. It's done. I'm like...
You add that fighting element that he already had into all these new variables, and he's going to fight even more.
Absolutely, man.
You got to respect it.
Absolutely. Like I said, I like Dan's energy, man. I like it a lot.
You brought up quarterbacks. I wanted to talk about Mitch. I saw starter Mitch out there.
I was not a fan.
Little too conservative.
I was not a fan.
I thought that one pass down the sideline to Austin was a dot.
It was just good coverage.
Yeah, it was good. I thought it might have tipped off Austin's hand. I think he maybe could have gave a better effort for it.
I'll say this because I was in that end zone. I could see it. It was close. I just didn't think that. I've never seen Calvin make that type of play before. So I don't have expectations for him to make that. Sure. If that was Pickens, if that was Deontay, I'm like, yeah, they coming down with that. I've just never seen Calvin do that. So that's why.
I just didn't think it was a bad throw by Mitch.
Right. It wasn't a bad throw. I just don't know if Calvin's capable of making that. Yeah, Calvin. I don't know if he's capable of making that. It was just funny because in my mind I'm like, that DB was smart. He got hands on Calvin early, and that was the difference. You get hands on Calvin right now on the outside, you got a way better chance of staying in phase with him, staying in coverage with him. You don't get hands on him, like the cat on the slant route, Kyer Elam, he gonna make it look crazy because he's so quick off the line. But that was the difference, though, on that play, man. Dude just got his hands on him. Yeah, I don't know if Calvin can make them type of catches, though. Hopefully he can. If he can, then that takes him to a whole nother stratosphere. Because I'm like, it's one thing to catch him when you're wide open. That's combat catch. That's like NFL tight window type catching right there.
Right.
That's different.
Yeah, it just felt a little too conservative for Mitch.
I didn't like.
He got the touchdown. The stat line looks good, but that came off the JPJ pick, the short field.
No,
what?
I hated that touchdown.
Why?
It was like 10 plays down there, bro. We were trash in the red zone right there on that, man. We kept running the ball. We could not punch it in,
They kept holding Darnell.
Man, I give you the first one. I did not like that second one, bro. I'm cool in the first one. I was not a fan of that second one. I'm like, bro, this big dude out here, and my DB is literally square. Like, take the jerseys off. I'm just talking just the technique, the football part of it. That first one, he definitely got. It was a hole. He was holding. I'm like, bro, Elam was square on him the whole time. It's just Darnold's a big body. But I'm like, bro, I did not think that was a PI. Me personally,
hopefully we get more of that throughout the season.
I hope so as well. I was like, that's the one thing I do like with Darnell because of how big he is. He is.
It's like LeBron or Shaq.
Yes. He's gonna
refs
get
are gonna give him the benefit
attention.
of the doubt.
Yeah, he's gonna get certain attention. But I was not. I'm like, yo, that wasn't that. But good by him. Like I said, I wish we could have been a little bit cleaner. I don't like the fact it literally took us all to 8 plays to finally. I'm like, God dang. But good throw. Good combat route by Connor. Physical at the break, but hey, the referees let y'all play. Man, do what you got to do to get open. And I did like that part. I thought Connor was balling. I thought Connor had a heck of a game, man. But that play I did like from Mitch. I thought at least that throw, I thought he finished it. And he had another, it was another nice throw that he had in the game as well. But other than that, I agree. Conservative.
Starter
the
Mitch.
Offense didn't flow. It was like the flow, it was like real herky jerk. I'm just like,
Yeah, it reminded me of the first 3 weeks of last year, to be honest. Now, he's out there with like Gunner and Austin, the backups, backup O-line too. So maybe that has a little bit to do with it.
To an extent, because I do feel like the second and
but
third
he was going up against
better.
the second team Bills as well, right?
No. Early on, they kept their starting secondary in. So like it was like the first drive when Mitch had like, it was like they got like super backed up. That was the first group when Russo had the sack on the play action pass. Like that was still the starting unit. They kept like the starting secondary in for about midway through the second quarter. You could say they was pissed. Yeah, they was pissed with him. Yeah.
Because Allen, I thought, even stayed out there in the offense a series or two more than what they should have.
In the play when he hit the Gabe Davis deep, but then after that they called it back. So then he ran, did the scramble. Then they finally pulled him. But yeah, they was pissed because of how they were playing. They came out flat. So that's what he kept him in there. And then I feel like it was the first 2 series for Mitch. It looked like bad Mitch, like old Mitch. That was with that unit. The next time was, I guess that would have been after the pick, if I remember correctly. It was either before the pick or right after the pick. That was when they finally subbed the group out. And then I thought it picked up a little bit. Yeah.
Right.
What about Mason, though, man?
Well, I was going to say, we're done with the QB2 stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's Mitch.
Yeah.
It's still Mitch.
I'm about to say, because Mason was about to hit him in the face with it.
Yeah, he should have thrown like 2 or 3 picks.
Barkley did hit him in the face with it, and then Mason hit. I'm like, bro, I don't know what either one of them are looking at. I'm just like, yo, y'all playing with fire, throwing to the outside versus a squat corner, man. Y'all have lost y'all mind. But Mason did it 2 times. They just dropped him, and then, like I said, Barkley did it in Peasy Jr. just like he does every single day in training camp. Out there catching the picks.
I don't know if Ike's catching that, to be honest.
Nah, he probably would. It hit him right in the hands. He probably wouldn't have caught that one, bro. That was like too clear.
Yeah, you could see that pick coming from a mile away. As soon as Barkley was about to let it release, I'm like, yeah, you're throwing it right to him. Thank you.
Bro, I was like, yo, what are you? It was funny. Shout out to PZ, though, bro. That was a moment, though.
Well, they were talking about how he was able to redirect the receiver. Like, that was part of it, too.
Well, because he was playing cover 2. So in cover 2, reroute, sink, and then from there, eyes back inside, see if anything's coming outside from number 2. Quarterback just throwing it out there, shoot, man. If you catch the ones they throw to you, bro, you'll be nice. Straight like that. Catch the ones they throw to you, you're gonna be nice.
That preseason pick equaled all of his picks in college.
Low key, yeah. Which is crazy. But that was the knock on him, right?
Hopefully they can come in droves. I don't know how interceptions work necessarily because they seem, I don't want to say fluky, but they seem a little random on year to year. Like, wasn't there one year where Darrelle Revis had like 0 with 1 pick, but then the next year he led the league
in picks? Yeah.
Maybe it comes in droves. It's like making a couple like 5-foot putts or shooting a couple layups in basketball. Once you start to see the ball go through the hoop,
it is crazy.
The ball go in the cup.
It took multiple years.
You're gonna have an eye for that now.
It took him multiple years to get it back on the good side.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm just glad that he happened to have one, and it was his first game too. Think about that, bro. First NFL game at the crib. He gets in one. So let's go ahead and do it again, man. But no, I mean, I thought that he played well. You talk about his technique, his fundamentals. I thought his desire to put his face in the fan in terms of run support, being willing to tackle, thought he did that good early on. He did have a couple of matchups versus Diggs. I liked his energy versus him. Diggs had the one catch. That was the same drive where Highsmith ended up getting the PBU versus Diggs. But the first play, you had Diggs and JPJ on the backside, the slant route. Thought it was still good coverage from him, man. Wasn't afraid of it. Walked up, wanted like he felt like he belonged. And that's what you want to see from a young corner right there, man. And, like I said, man, just making the plays you're supposed to make. If the ball's thrown to you, man, catch it. It's that simple, you know? I thought he definitely did that, man.
Well, that's what I thought, too. Even aside from the pick, I would have said he walked away as a winner from last game. He just played good. Man, like you said, looked like he belonged. Man. I don't think there was anything more you could have asked of him.
Yeah, nah, that's how I felt, bro.
Didn't get cooked. That was the one thing.
That was it.
Yeah, the one thing I didn't want to see from him. Now I thought he was in a decent amount of the game, but I thought with him being in, he would get targeted a fair amount. So if he did give up a catch or two, okay, but it's just more how you respond. But he didn't really give up much.
And I would say the one thing that I did like, our D line with that first group continued to control the line of scrimmage. I feel like our first 2 units, even when we subbed out Highsmith and TJ, we went Herbig and Golden. We just controlled. They didn't have
those this, two continue to look really good.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. Herbig is super athletic, man. I'm definitely enjoying his fastball, man. That speed rush, really good hand usage, right side and left side. Because you watching the game, he had the pressure on the right side, beating Dawkins with the outside hand scissors. Then you look at him on the left side when he gets the actual sack. Bro, crazy athletic, side scissors, bends down, one hand on the ground to keep himself up. He's probably like 2 inches off the ground. And then flies up out of that thing to get the hit, man. It was a dope play, just showing off, who he is. I'm like, I love that 2 deep depth we have at that spot right now. TJ, Alex, then going to Herbig and Golden. Like, the way them dudes come off there, Marcus, I thought he balled out too, not just in the pass rush, because he drew the holding penalty on the Gabe Davis big catch.
Oh, yeah.
He was the one who was coming through. He would have had a sack.
He would have sacked him or hit the ball out or something.
Absolutely. But I thought that he didn't just rush the pass well. I thought that he played the run also well. And the one Marcus Golden staple is this. Every time you watch him, bro, he has energy. Man, it's out there. He's fired up. It's contagious. Even if it's preseason, don't let me feel like it's preseason. And I'm going to feel like that if your energy is telling me, bro, I'm chilling, man. I made a play. It don't matter. Nah, you made a play, bro. Get hype. Let me know you fired up. If you fired up, I'm fired up. And that was another thing that, like I said, when you watch him, it's just good to see that because, like I said, him and Herbig, they playing off of each other. They firing each other up. And when you talk about getting out there in that stadium, that's the type of stuff you need, man.
TJ said the vibes are like we were locked away together for 28 days and, really worked together and had a mission in mind. And that's what it feels with this team, man. They're locked in.
Yeah.
Across the board, offense, defense, even special teams. Shout out to you guys on special teams, man.
Man,
right?
I thought, in terms of Danny, man, we'll talk about the 2 returns first. Calvin Austin, obviously, with the big-time return. Love that. Showing the speed. Once again, Deke.
Caught the ball.
Look fast. Catch the ball first. Look fast. And maintain possession of that football. Loved it. It was funny. In stadium, I thought that he had way more room to score. Watching it back on tape, it wasn't as open as I thought. He hit that thing coming downhill in stadium. You know how I feel in the stadium, bro. It looked way more open. I'm like, yo, he's housing it. So, how the kicker get you? But then I looked at it again.
Deke was in front of him.
Yeah, he had more distance ahead of him.
And he had some help coming from the side.
So it was like, yeah. So I was like, I get that part. But no, I thought Calvin looked really good in terms of the return game. And then even we put Gunner out there. Not as explosive, but what is the staple with Gunner? He's going to catch that ball. Picked up, I think it was like 10, 12 yards on his return. Both of them dudes look good there. I thought in terms of our coverage units, lights out. Elijah Riley continuing to make tackles up there. Multiple tackles. Nick Herbig, tackle on special team and getting involved in another one. Jalen Warren, tackle on special teams. Then you talk about Miles Killebrew. Almost had the block punt. Partially tipped it. When you talk about the end of the roster dudes, how do you get that spot? Elijah Riley's going to be a tough dude to get off this roster, Deke. Not only did he have the pick and make plays in game in terms of defense, he's making tackles on special teams multiple weeks, man. He flies down there, man. It's not a lot of dudes.
Play multiple positions.
Heck yeah.
Slot, safety.
Absolutely, bro. It's not a lot of dudes that are doing that to that extent. I love to see that.
I think he's our Arthur Mollett.
Yes.
Maybe better in special teams and actually can play safety as opposed to Mollett.
I like it, man. I like it. And it's fun, too, because he's one of those guys that we knew, we're familiar with, but not a lot of expectations for in the sense of does he make the roster early on.
No, we picked him up like 2 years ago. He's been back and forth, practice squad and whatnot.
But it's dope to see his development and to see where he's at now, where we legitimately think that he should be on this roster coming out of training camp and stuff like that, man. So I thought that he played really well, though. And the other guy, Miles Boykin, big time, forcing the down point inside the 10. That is another thing that he does. When you talk about being a gunner,
well, he's definitely locked into the team right now because we cut Butler and Cody White.
Yeah, I'm just like, bro, look good, man. And I thought Cody played well too, but I get that he's not going to surpass certain people that we already have right now, you know?
Yeah, I don't know what White brought better to the table than Boykin. Now, Hakeem Butler had more of the upside, but Boykin's the more safe play.
Yeah.
But White versus Boykin, I mean, I don't think he's a better receiver necessarily, and then he's not a better
He's just a good player. He's a
teamer.
tough player, but I'm with you. Yeah, it isn't a lot of separation there, and I do like Boykin still better in those elements.
Yeah, and then Butler was just dropping too many passes in training camp, showing some inconsistency. So, yeah, Boykin just steadied it out. You were right from the jump, because I remember when we signed Boykin, I'm like, it's whatever, like it's cool. Yeah. He's gonna be on the team.
A lot of times though, man.
Are we building a special teams all-star team right now?
We're trying to.
I think we are.
Have you seen Tanner Muse? He's another dude that's out there making plays, not just on defense but on teams, bro. It's like when you get that type of all three phases, it's so helpful for offense and defense, because defensively, you're always coming out there and you got a lot of grass to defend. When that coverage unit can stop them inside the 10, inside the 15, as a defense, you know the odds of us getting off this field before midfield are great, just because of the style of calls that you're going to get based on where you're at. That's the special teams thing, though. If special teams allows a big return, you screwed. When you out there, man, and your first play is at midfield, you like, bruh, good luck. They can call anything right here. So that part is a huge asset. When you talk about the return element of it, Calvin Austin flipping the field like that, bro, that's a guaranteed point possession now. Just off of the return, just off of the special teams play of it, man. You get that field flipping return, you're guaranteed 3, but you got a high probability of scoring 7. And it makes it a lot easier on the offense. Yep. So I do feel like we have put emphasis on developing that, and that's what we've talked about too. The last position players, right? Do I want a dude that's really good at his position but never going to play over these dudes? Or do I take the guy that's a dog on special teams?
Going to play like 10 snaps a game.
But not as nice as Deuce dude as a receiver, but he could kill over here. Yeah, man. And I feel like that's what we're seeing in certain elements, and those dudes are starting to show up as well, man. But with that,
Presley Harvin, Boss
was money, right? Right down the center, no doinks.
I like to see
that.
No
doinks. Just remember that. No doinks. He was cash. Straight down the center. All right.
Yeah, I think that's going to mean something throughout the season. If we have one of the best special teams units in the league, like how many years in a row was that the Patriots? Like from the 2000s and 2010s.
Bro.
And it would always be stupid stuff. They would be buttoned up.
You get out of a lot of stadiums if your special teams unit is buttoned up. You can get out of a lot of stadiums. You don't want to be highly penalized. Yeah. If you can stay clean in special teams, bro, and always make that one play in your favor, which New England always did, whether it was a return, whether it was a block, whether it was drawing a flag, they were going to find a way to just get that one advantage there. That's how you get out of these stadiums, man, these tight games. We focus a lot on offense and defense, but there's so much yardage lost and won between teams, man, in terms of special teams.
Oh, I was talking about watching that quarterback documentary on Netflix. I forgot about the Kadarius Toney return late in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Game changer, bro. Absolutely.
That happened.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Can we talk a little linebackers real quick, though, bro?
Yeah.
Because I was definitely a fan of what I was seeing. We started out with Cole and Alandon. Bro, Alandon, he balled. I thought that he looked a lot faster this week than he did last week. I just love how physical he is. It does not matter the play. He is going to hit you in the face. And he's accelerating. Now, he's third best in terms of athleticism when you're talking Quan and Cole. But I just love the tone that he plays with, his demeanor. I feel like it matters on his defense. I thought Cole looked really good. He looked really comfortable in the defense in terms of the run game and in coverage. I thought for Quan, continue to fly around as well. My only concern, and Mark Robinson, he also looked good out there, man. Hits. Run game, zone coverage, the big hit on the receiver, like that, man. That's a Mark Robinson thing. Every time we see him in stadium, he has one of those type of hits where he uncoils on something, right? So I loved that with that group, man. But I just thought, like, as a whole, their ability to play the run, how aggressive they are getting downhill, it is a breath of fresh air in contrast to how it's been the past couple of seasons, man. Across the board, like all four of them dudes that we just talked about, they are attacking. Now, it's not always perfect. Sometimes you're getting caught peaking, and that's been why some of those runs have spit. Like in that Bills game, it was a couple of runs where it was like, yo, he picked up 10 here, he picked up 8 here, just a little bit of peaking. And that comes with the flow. All right, when you're starting to sub different dudes in and out, sometimes it's a nickel that has to fit, sometimes it's a safety that has to fit. And now all the time, those dudes are fitting. So you'll watch some of them plays. The linebacker the first couple times plays it normal because he's thinking that guy's there. It spit 1 or 2 times. Now he's doing this. That's just a part. That's the human element of it. When you're out there with the same group every single time, though, you don't have to necessarily worry about that always popping up. But that's like the trust part of it. But I thought, like, as a whole, they look really good there. My only critique or my big concern is the tight end matchup.
Right.
You saw that popping
Kincaid
up
got
in the
Holcomb
game
a couple times.
Yes, he got Holcomb a couple times. I'm not tripping on him matching up with Kenny Robinson, getting him, because Kenny technically isn't the guy that we're thinking that's going to be out there on defense per se. Make the roster, special teams, cool. Defense, not to that extent, so I wasn't tripping on that. But right. Cole Holcomb, he got him a couple of times. And that's part of the concern when we talk about coverage linebackers versus those type of tight ends. That became something where if I'm just watching this or if I'm scheming up how to attack us, that was the difference, because the tight end matchup is quick enough where that pass rush wasn't going to be able to really affect him, but he was so athletic that he could really put work in. And that was ultimately how they moved that one drive when they pushed it all the way down the field on us. We ended up getting the pick with Elijah Riley in the end zone. Cole Holcomb tipped it. That was the one for me. And I was like, Cole looked good when we put him back in the zone. That's when he actually got the tip.
Yeah.
Terrible read. You're throwing in triple coverage. But once again, make the play. It reminded me of the throw that Mitch had versus Baltimore. The Roquan where it's like you got the underneath, like whole player outside leverage on the receiver and the safety coming in, and you trying to fit this thing over the linebacker, shallow to safety, but it's just like, yo, it's too much going on right there. There's not enough space. That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
And then Cole, great job though getting hands on it. Would love to see him catch it. Get you your own one, you know?
Right.
Give
a free one to Riley.
Yeah, you hook Riley up. Riley's like,
makes Riley look even better.
Riley look great. You got a turnover in the end zone. You're electric.
Nose for the ball.
You're electric, bro.
Nose for the ball.
But I was like, yo, Cole, just catch it yourself, bro. But that's the difference for Cole. Zone concept, he looks good. Mark Robinson, zone concept, good, where they can have eyes on them dudes. When it's man-to-man, they get a little bit that one-on-one coverage element. Even though they're athletic and fast, it's just different when you're talking about playing in space with those type of dudes, and we did get a chance to see that. So that still popped up to me. I do like what we did do at one point. We started putting Keanu Neal out there for a little bit, walking him down. You could definitely see the physicality. You could definitely see his aggressiveness. So I do like that we got certain things that we're going to be doing to offset some of that. But that did kind of show up to me in terms of just like one takeaway or one critique. of that group right there, man.
That's what I thought too with Holcomb. Like, outside of those 1 or 2 plays that he had with Kincaid, where he got a little bit beat, I think he looks fine. I think he plays the part perfectly. But we knew that about Holcomb going in.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We were just like, okay, he's going to be a really good run stopper for us. He is more athletic than a Robert Spillane.
Yep.
Can maybe be a little bit better in coverage, but that's the knock on him. And I thought about this more and more. Let's be real, though. Like, that's probably a lot of teams' weaknesses around the league. They're inside linebackers against athletic or some of these young tight ends coming in. It's tough. Yeah. It's tough. So, luckily, we do have a Quan Alexander. Luckily, we have a Keanu Neal that maybe we can offset that in certain packages and whatnot. But that's just a mismatch. I think it's going to be a mismatch for most teams around the league, or it has been at least.
But I think the difference is this. If we're just trying to acknowledge it and just like make ourselves feel like okay with it, then yeah, everybody deals with unicorns at tight ends. That's a matchup for everybody, right? But if you're talking about, do you want to win a Super Bowl? That's not the response. The response, you're trying to win a Super Bowl, is, well, how do we address it? What
we brought in Quan, got Keanu. Yeah, I think we do have the pieces around there to offset it.
Yeah, that's how I look at it. I'm like, I don't care that everybody deals with it because we not everybody. We don't look at ourselves as we just trying to be here or just be relevant. We trying to be the best. And that's the part where if we're critiquing and fine-combing through it, it's like, all right, well, how do we offset it? Now, I think we got a couple of ways. Talked about Keanu. Talked about Quan. I also look at the pass rush. I think that comes up as well. But then after that, if it is a situation where just personnel-wise we don't have that, well, now that's going to fall on Terrell Austin. That's going to fall on Coach Tomlin schematically to be doing certain things, which they'll be able to do as well. But that's where they're going to be challenged. So it's not just going to be on those, LBs exclusively. It's on the coaching staff too, because you don't always have to call something where it's going to put this guy one-on-one with him. It's certain calls, there's certain things you can do to disguise, certain pressures you can bring backside versus bringing it front side. If you're trying to check the coverage versus a specific player versus calling it on passing strength, like it's multiple things you can do to offset some of that. But like I said, that's going to be on them coaches and stuff like that if it shows that it's an issue. Not everybody has athletic tight ends to that extent either. Dalton Kincaid is a first-round draft pick. He's supposed to look nice. He's a first-rounder. Yeah. Not everybody has that type of stuff over there right now. So it's not going to be an issue that we deal with every single game, but we just know in the AFC, all right, we're going to deal with Mark Andrews. We're going to deal with Kelsey.
I was going to say Njoku, but I think he's overrated.
He's just athletic. But I do agree.
I was just thinking AFC North.
Yeah.
Bengals. Who did Bengals pick? They picked up, I think, Irv Smith.
Yeah, because Hunter's gone, right? Yeah, Hunter left.
Yeah, AFC, I guess. Not too. I mean, Moats, one of those guys.
Yeah, but we ain't got to play him.
Right.
Yeah, he would have. Yeah. So it's 3 of them dudes already in the division, guaranteed. Depending on how you look at Njoku.
We could handle him this year.
Yeah.
He got one on us in that Thursday night game.
Mm-hmm.
Did he get a touchdown on us in the last game too? I think he might have.
Njoku?
I think he might have.
I don't remember.
He's overrated though.
It ain't gonna matter. Pass rush gonna get that.
Yeah, and I like our linebackers a lot better this year
gonna get
than
that
last year.
Absolutely, man.
Any other thoughts?
Let me think. Who else? Just make sure.
We talked JPJ.
Yeah, I want to make sure I'm not forgetting anybody from my notes before we start going through like the supers and stuff.
Right. Defense.
Yeah, because we talked about O-line early on, man. I thought that first group controlled line of scrimmage. Thought they looked good. I wish the critique I had on the O-line was just run game. I wish we would have had a little bit more space with that second unit. I thought first unit, that play where we broke the 62-yarder, excellent by Seyumalu, excellent by Dan Moore, sealing his block on the perimeter, excellent by James Daniels, cutting off the backside backer, excellent by Deontay Johnson as well, blocking the receiver. You can't have long spitting runs if you don't block that receiver to the front side, and you got to obviously make the safety miss. That was on Jalen Warren. So I thought across the board, that part looked great. I even thought in pass protection, we did a good job with that starting unit. Not a lot of pressure getting to Kenny. Thought that he had a good time, in terms of just being able to scan the field and stuff like that. I thought that was good. once we started to sub out of that group.
Oh, the second line was
Broderick. We talked Broderick.
Bad.
We did not get enough push, but it wasn't just the second unit. I would say part of their badness was the fact that the Bills still had some of their top dudes in. Boogie Basham was still playing out there. He's one of the dudes that's heavily in that Bills rotation. He was doing some things. I'm like, I get that. We talked about the Gregory Rousseau play on the play action pass. That's one of their starters. It's going to come with that. You know what I mean? And he's a former first-round pick as well.
Yeah.
So some of that I wasn't all the way tripping on. It was just, to me, once those type of dudes left, I didn't feel like we got enough push. I thought that Spencer Anderson played well again, multiple spots. Kendrick did well. I just hate the fact he had the snap. I don't know if that was on him or was it on Mason. But the other part of why he did well was because it's a 4-3 defense. Whenever he's not covered up, he's fine. Because now you don't really have to deal with the brunt of those big bruising bodies. He did have a couple of plays where they put a shade on him, which is a dude like right in that gap on him. Did have a little bit in the run game where he was getting pushed back. But in terms of like how I felt last week watching him, it didn't get to that extent this week. I just, like I said, for me, I hate the fact that I don't know who the bad snap was on. Was that on Mason or was that on Kendrick? Everybody went. Mason kind of talking, looking around. I don't know. But either way, he's involved in it.
He definitely looked better than the Bucs game, but I still don't think it's good enough because you mentioned those 3 or 4 plays again where I see him getting pushed back. I'm like, this is an injury waiting to happen.
Yep.
And we mentioned it so many times. He just looks outclassed and is out-physicaled out there. Like, he just doesn't look like he belongs on the offensive line.
He's small, man.
Which is why we were trying him out at fullback, which
something
I still don't understand why we haven't tried in the preseason because that's his only shot of making the team at this point. From my standpoint,
man.
Unless we just want to stick with, okay, we drafted him in the 3rd round, we can't cut ties. That's the only way I see him making the team because outside of that, it just doesn't work. It's time.
I'm with you, bro.
Time.
Trust me, I'm with
Let
you,
it
man.
go.
I'm with you. I would have loved to see him get an opportunity at fullback. I feel like now they're going to do it this week, but I feel like it's too little too late because I've seen him look bad at points at center. Like I said, I do feel like he played better this week, a lot better this week than he did last week. He did have a handful of those plays. It's just, like you said, man, when you're in his position, when you're fighting out of the hole, you got to be perfect or as close as you can to being perfect, you know, and that's part of the issue right here with him. But we'll see what happens this week coming up, man. Because the one thing that he still continues to do is be available. And
we keep trotting him out there, center number 2.
Yeah, I was about to say he's still available. And that's sometimes if you are just durable and you can just stay in the fight, man, you never know. You never know, man. So for him, stay durable, stay in the fight.
He could be a practice squad guy for
keep
us.
your energy. I do feel like he would be able to make it on practice squad. I don't think that, you know, we'd have a big risk of him being pulled off of the practice squad. That might be a nice little Band-Aid.
Maybe the Browns
or
Ravens can pick him up.
Hey, you wow. You want to go to Cincy?
Exactly.
You funny, bro.
Snap for Joe Burrow, former 3rd round pick.
You funny.
Joe Burrow's new center.
Sounds good. But
how could we convince him?
Yeah. But that was, you know, one of the things though, man, when I think of Kendrick though, man, I think, like I said, for him, man, just keep your energy positive, man. Control what you can control.
Yeah, he seems like a good guy.
Yeah, control what you can control,
I got nothing against
man.
him personally.
Control what you can control, man. Yeah, it's just, like I said, man, a bad situation for you right now, but he fighting. That's the one thing I will say. He is fighting. I do like that part because he could have easily then shut this thing down. He could have easily then got into the tank on himself, but watching him on tape, he still is competing. It's not the results that he always wants, but he is competing. So I do like that part, man. Let me think. Who else was I gonna talk about? You know who else I thought put together a nice little game? Sullivan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That pick was sweet.
Sullivan on the blitz, man, tip it, body control, interception. I thought that he flew around. I thought that he looked good. And then Thompson. I thought Trent Thompson, man, put together another nice game, man. 17, the safety on the back end. I thought that he flew around, man, made some good plays and stuff. Like, I like those guys. My only concern, I do feel like Thompson has a chance at practice squad. I think it will be between him and the Kenny Robinson, though. I need to go see which one of them are going to make the next play on special teams, though, because I feel like that's going to be a difference maker for when we're talking about who of the group are you keeping, because I feel like Elijah, Killebrew, they're going to make it. I feel like
I think Sullivan's making it, too. I think it might – you brought up Kenny Robinson.
Sullivan
that might be between him and, like, Pierre or something like that.
See, you might be right.
I think Pierre makes it, though, too.
I feel like Norwood is odd man
out right now. If Trice was healthy,
now.
That's a different story.
If Norwood was healthy right now, it's a different story potentially.
Right.
Norwood didn't play.
True.
I'm like, we need to see Norwood this week, and he needs to be productive this week. Otherwise, that could get a little hot. And I was a little sad because I thought that he was putting together a really nice training camp in Latrobe.
And I really liked what I saw from him rookie year.
Yeah, man. He put together a really nice training camp, man. Nah.
It's a bummer because I think he's a good player.
Yeah. That's the thing right now, man, because how do you justify keeping Norwood right now over like an Elijah Riley?
You can't justify it, but maybe in the back of your mind, you just feel like Norwood will be the better player when healthy. But outwardly, yeah, it's tough because Elijah Riley has been there and has made plays.
And that's my thing. I'm like, do you go off of what's the combo? The upside versus the production? Because I do agree. I do think Norwood has more upside.
Because you picked him in the 7th round. You've got to see him grow, develop.
I feel like he has more upside, but I've seen Elijah be productive, as in right now.
With the special teams, too.
In multiple phases, yeah. Versatility. He can tackle. He's making plays. What they call it when Johnny on the spot, you know? Yeah. It's just tough, man. It's tough.
Yeah, we're going to have some names that are going to be cut. Because I'm going through this 53-man roster projection. There's going to be some names. There definitely are.
Yeah. And the other thing for Norwood, he's not a high draft pick either, where it's like a ton of – think about how we talk about Kendrick Green. And we're like, he's a third rounder, so maybe they'll just say because he's a third rounder, you rock with him. Norwood doesn't have that same type of luxury either.
No.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting, man. It is definitely going to be interesting, bro.
It will. When does that happen? Is that next week?
Yeah, because they said they're going to do just one big final cut. So it'll be after that preseason game, probably that weekend. And then final rosters will be
next week
set about like Monday. Yeah, right. Monday, Tuesday time frame.
Cool. We'll have stuff to talk about.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. Yeah, and Norwood is hurt remix. Coach Thomas had ruled Norwood out, was it It was either Thursday? Whatever that last practice was, he was ruled out there. He had ruled out Nate Herbig, Trey Norwood, and oh my gosh, I forgot the third player, but it was
is it Benton, right?
Yeah. Keanu. Yeah, those are the three that he had already ruled out. It was like on Thursday. So yeah, none of them so Norwood did not play, he was injured. But yeah, Norwood's gonna need to be healthy, man, this week. Or close to healthy. As close as you can be. Yeah.
Let me hit these supers now.
Yeah, man, let's tap in. Because I was gonna say, I feel like we've unless you had anything else off the top of your head, I'm sure something might pop up while we go through it in the chat. But yeah, if you had anything on your mind?
I don't. We look good.
All right. I like it. Well, hold on. Before you do the super, I just remember something, Deke.
Yeah.
You know that? Can I talk to you for a second, Deke? Is that all right with you? It's been a while. But right above your head on the screen, there's a logo. I don't know if you know that, man. It's a logo. Goes by the name of DraftKings Sportsbook. You know, just the top-rated sportsbooking app. You feel me? Safe, secure, dependable, reliable. Sound like I'm talking about you, low-key. I'm just talking about the app, though. You know how that is, man. It's the best of the best. I don't like the beer on the best of the best, D. All right? And that's what DraftKings Sportsbook is, ladies and gents. And, of course, today's show is brought to you by them. So salute DraftKings, man, for being back on board for us this season. And with that being the case, you know if we talking about them, baby, you know we got to have a promo code. So if this is your first time rocking with DraftKings, download the app. All right? Then after you download said app, it's going to be time to make that first wager, Deke. All right? So when you're about to make that first wager, because you want that opportunity to make a little money, you put that first.
Makes the games more exciting.
It does. It definitely does. So you put a little $5 down, right? Because you want to just tip. You want to put your toe in. A little minimum of $5, and there's nothing wrong with that. But The secret is this, though, Deke. When you put the promo code in with the $5 bet, the promo code is Moats. You put that in with that $5 bet, you get $200 in free DraftKings deposit bonus money to use for future bets as well. I mean, it's a great concept.
You just got to put $5 in.
That's it, $5, and Moats is the promo code.
I'm not the smartest guy out there, but that seems like a good deal.
It is pretty chill, bro. It is pretty chill. So it is, a win-win. That's how I look at it, man. That's definitely how I look at it. But Deke, I do know at times we can have a little bit too much fun, right? When you get these opportunities to make a little bit of that moolah, baby, it get a little crazy. And sometimes you might get a little out of whack.
Yeah.
You might even have what they call a gambling problem. Deke, you could need crisis counseling and referral services.
Got to keep the priority straight.
100%. And if you live in New York, there is a specific number for you to call or even text. But for everybody else, the number you need to dial is 1-800-GAMBLER. I said a 1-800-GAMBLER. I said a you better you better come. 1-800-GAMBLER. And I'm back to our regularly scheduled programming, Deke. So yeah.
Steelers on Fire says, do we see the Pigeons this season?
Ooh.
We should.
I hope we do.
Spells good things for the home team whenever they're out there.
Oh, they like my singing too, Deke. Just I don't know if you peeped that. They like my singing. Just know that, Deke. They like my singing. They seen it. They seen the singing. They say, yo, he been in the lab. I've been in the lab this year, man.
Yeah, some said they turned up their volume.
Turn me up, man. Come on.
Jeff H. Deke talk about Pat being overrated and Ben's not. Okay. Deke, sure. Yo, Moats, we need a Master Moats session of Nick Herbig. Hashtag I love being a troll. Hashtag thank you, 7.
No, trust me, man.
Don't say thank you, 7.
Once the all 20, I do like thank you, 7.
No,
thank you for all the great times, the memories, man.
No, that was a backhanded compliment at the time. I'll never forget.
No, it was not.
I'll never forget.
Backhanded compliment, man. We were thankful for him. It was even on the front page of the paper. Remember?
Yeah.
Thank you, 7.
And I hated it.
Yeah, it was beautiful, man. It was beautiful. Yo, they really said I'm cooked. They said I was cooking, bro. They said I cooked today, Deke. You seen it, bro. You seen I got skills, bro.
Here's what I got to say about Ben and Mahomes. Ben was doing all this stuff before Mahomes, but didn't get this recognition. Ben was ahead of his time. I'm being dead serious.
This is true.
So, yeah. Ben was that guy. Give some respect to 7.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I can understand why they do a little more Mahomes just because he got the personal accolade. You know how that go. But I do agree with you, though, bro.
I was dealing with the worst O-lines in the league.
Yeah, man. Heck yeah.
Yeah, Ben was that guy. Let's see. Next one. Steeler Nation on Fire. Doesn't Stephen A. Smith count as fake media, Deke?
Ooh.
I got nothing against Stephen A.
Ooh. Okay.
He's a Steeler fan, but he's like Snoop kind of. He's Steeler fan.
Situational Steelers fan.
I like my Giants. I like my New York teams too.
Cause he do be talking. Yeah, you right.
I think Steelers are his number one team though.
Yeah,
I do.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
From what I could tell,
sometimes you can have multiple teams. Sometimes you can have multiple love interests with your squads. You know. It's like that sometimes.
I don't know.
Just on occasion. It's special situations.
I'm not a fan of that.
Special situations. I can understand having a wandering eye. That's I can understand.
Jeff H. But in all seriousness, Joe Burrow is overrated. F them Bengals.
Okay.
Joe Burrow's good. He's a good player. I'll give him that.
I was trying to figure out. I was like, yo, with Joe? I said, Joe been hurt. How he catch you straight today? But yeah, it's just Joe. All right, bump him.
International. Someone bet me $500 that the Steelers would be in last place in the division, and two separate Browns fans bet me that they would have a better season than the Steelers.
You're going to be all right. You can come up. You be all right.
Big international investments.
Yes.
That's a good move, I'd say. Also says on top of that, I went to Vegas and bet the Steelers to win the North. Steelers make the playoffs, and I had to take the 60-1 Super Bowl odds. Love the disrespect. Hashtag Big Deke Investments.
Let's go.
I still want to do the playoff one. I know I put a lot on the 8.5 win total over.
Yeah.
I probably got like 300-400 on that.
I like that.
The playoffs, though, someone sent me a screenshot or someone made a comment to me that it's like at plus 120 or 125. So I need to get in on that action. And then, yeah, Super Bowl and AFC North, we'll sprinkle some stuff there, too. Why not?
A little bit.
I'm with that.
Spread the wealth. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Stephon Griffin, Deke, 8 weeks training, you trucking Moats for $1 million. No.
So what is going on?
Moats is my friend.
What type of question is that, man? Do I look like I can tackle anybody, man? Absolutely not. I am terrible, man. I can't tackle anybody, bro. Yeah. Deke will watch me right now, man.
828 Style, Sup Moats and Deke. Glad y'all approve.
Heck yeah, man.
The video on the process of the customs is coming soon on YouTube at 828 Style. Moats, I hope you wouldn't mind me using part of your reaction on the vid.
Man, heck yeah, man.
Hashtag you guys are the greatest. No, you are.
No, I about to say you definitely are, man. You the GOAT. Absolutely.
Mike Hood, in the preseason, you could tell a huge difference between the new guys and the vets. I seen Pat P. He wasn't going to kill for a game that doesn't count. Young boys, on the other hand, trying to make the team. Respect the vets.
Facts.
Yeah, Pat P. was a little. Hey,
he was a vet. Yeah, I get it. But that was what like when I was doing the intro, kind of alluding to. But at the same time, for them young dudes out there, man, you can't worry about what the vet doing because that vet situation is very different than your situation. Preseason or not, Kenny, Pickens, Calvin Austin, Jalen Warren, they can't just be turning it on and off right now. Every time they're in that stadium, they need to go in that thing with the mindset, I'm trying to go ahead and kill something. I'm trying to go ahead and be the best way that I can be. When you get to that type of level where you're all world and stuff like that, all right, you want to take them chances of turning it on and off, cool. You just got to be careful with it because it's just a dangerous game. You want to play at full speed. But I feel like that's just a different time frame. But for our dudes right now, man, go out there, be your best self each and every week, man. Which is part of why I can understand Coach T wanting to play them dudes this week, to just keep that momentum going, to keep that mentality going, and to keep that messaging going.
I do like that. Yeah. I like the messaging. I like that mentality. I've said that from the start. But at the same time, I will take us being healthy over
me too, man.
That little extra edge going into week one all day, every day.
Me too. That's how I feel.
If you had to ask me.
But I could definitely understand the mindset.
If you have the combo of both, that's optimal, obviously.
Definitely is.
Okay, we're crossing our fingers for Thursday.
Yeah.
Just get through it healthy. Yeah. Mike Hood, in the preseason, you could tell. Oh, wait, I just read that one.
Yeah,
that was the Pat P one. Wanted to read it again.
I thought it was a good.
Let's go, UW. So, in your opinion, how concerning is the O-line play and the lack of run push at all other than the Warren? The run game didn't look good at times. Yeah, McFarland was struggling out there.
Yeah, and it was crazy because I thought McFarland, man, it's like, he's still so close to getting him another breakaway. But, yeah, the movement was not as clean. The finish on some of these blocks weren't as clean. I thought we had initial good contact in terms of assignment. It wasn't blown assignment, so you didn't see a ton of tackles for loss. But they weren't winning the grass. And that's the difference between 5-yard pickup, 4-yard pickup versus a 0-yard gain or a 1-yard gain. The way that our defense attacked the Bills running the ball with that first unit was how it flipped when our second unit came out there and tried to run the ball. They were the more aggressive team down by the line of scrimmage, winning at the point of attack. And that's just something that it could just be personnel related. It's the preseason. So like we talked about how at that one point where you had our second unit out there, clearly our second unit, but that Bills unit still has some of their top dudes out there, that does play into it. But it's the preseason. You don't control who you're going up against. You just go out there and play to the best of your ability. So I'm not overly concerned with it, but it was just one of them things where you're talking about watching the game and from the player side of it, positives and negatives from the game. That was just one of the negative takeaways. It's like, we need to be better here. especially when we talked about the short yardage element. That's something that not only has been a point of emphasis for the Steelers at training camp, where they've been trying to run the ball and be more physical in some of that short yardage red zone stuff. And they've had up and down success with that even then. It's been times where I've seen them in 7 shots run the ball 4 times and get stuffed every single time versus the 1s or the 2s. But then there's times on occasion where they can punch it in and you're like, all right, this is good. But that's something that they've already identified and that they got to continue to work through. And it just showed up in stadium again. Preseason, it didn't kill you. You still ended up scoring. We obviously know we had some penalties that took place that extended for us. But you just think of, in that situation, what's the coaching point? So that way when it's the regular season or it's late in the season or it's the postseason, we're not here having those same combos and saying, well, man, if we would have scored one of them times when we had it snapping it 8 times from the goal line, but we didn't get a penalty this time to extend it, that could have been the difference in us getting out of there or not. So that's kind of like I said, why you talk about it now. It doesn't kill anything, but it's just the context of going forward, we can already see certain elements. We said running the ball, tight yard situation, that cover linebacker versus the athletic tight end. Those were the 2 things that I really walked away from the game like, all right, if I got something to be a little concerned about, is that if I got something to feel great about, it's the speed, it's the intensity, it's the fact that we don't look like we got big eyes. Like the moment's too big. Oh, the Bills are here now. All right, let's see what we can do. It's like, nah, they still looked like they were comfortable. They didn't look like they were playing too fast for themselves or anything like that. Everybody looked like they belonged. And that's all positives, man, in terms of what we're hoping to see for the duration of the season.
828 style, that old ghost of 2-6 showed up Saturday when the grass had a shoestring tackle on him on the dump off.
He did, because he was about to go. That was his chance to make the safety miss. He had his one-on-one. It was a little bit tighter context, but he slipped. Whereas for Jalen, a little bit more space, more, squared up on him, stepped around him and scored.
Yeah, McFarland had a disappointing outing. Now, it's not all on him, though, because I didn't think that O-line really did him any favors.
Nah, I agree.
It just got me thinking more and more. If Abanacanda's cut, I am immediately cutting McFarland and bringing Abanikanda in.
It's another back that's out there right now, isn't it? Am I tripping? Oh, no, he's not out there right now. No. That was Jonathan Taylor. They talking about trading him.
I'm hoping Eli Ricks gets cut.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, you've been on him, though.
There's been talks about that because they got a lot of good players in the secondary.
Yeah.
And he didn't have as good of a game in his second preseason game, which I don't know how you want to look at that. Is that good or not? It's good if you want him cut so you can pick him up, but at the same time, you don't want to pick up a player that's not performing, right?
Yeah. How'd you feel about Tanner Morgan? I seen his name come up a couple times. I remember he was viewed as better than Mason.
I got no comment, really. I mean,
for sure,
he's not that good.
Dang, I ain't say that now. Just in the context of he's young. He's a rookie, man.
Yeah, he's not Mason.
Yeah.
I already said Mason would be – he's elite for QB3. I think he'd be a really good backup for most teams in the league.
Yeah.
I bet you the Bills would love to have Mason Rudolph as their backup.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, yeah.
Who did they have out there? They had Matt Barkley
and then
Kyle Allen. Mm-hmm. Mason's better than both those guys.
It's convo.
Dude.
What? They all in the same vein, bro. You talk about 3 guys that are talented but inconsistent. I could pull up plays from Barkley and Kyle Allen where I'm like, okay, these look good. These are great backup quarterback plays. I could pull up plays where I'm like, these are terrible backup quarterback plays. Same with Mason. They all 3 backup quarterbacks, man.
Yeah. I could maybe hear you out on Kyle Allen just because he's actually done some stuff in the league. Barkley, though?
You're comparing him to Mason.
Barkley. I'd take Mason. I'd take Mason over both of them, but
cool.
I guess the Kyle Allen one I could understand a little bit more.
I'm like, bro,
but they had him as the third guy,
because they're all 3 the same quarterback, man. It is not a lot. I know because he plays in Pittsburgh, we're gonna just naturally put him ahead of them. But they are the 3 of the same players, bro. That's it. It's no different when Mitch was over it. They're all in the same. It ain't a big difference between Mitch, Mason, Kyle, Barkley. You could just swap them back and forth, man. Yeah, they backup quarterbacks. They're gonna have some good plays. They're gonna have some head scratching plays. He's probably the best of that group, but to act like he's so far ahead of that group, I don't agree with that. They all are they're good, but not starter good. They're backups. Nothing wrong with it.
Mitch is a backup now. I still take him over a handful of starters. I still would.
You wouldn't want that long term though, so you're technically not going to take him over a handful of starters. He would be a stopgap, a band-aid, and then you would draft something.
Well, again, he needs to have that backup mentality when he's out there.
Nah. And we said he's the best of the group. Because
I'm just saying, he needs to have that backup mentality. That I don't want starter Mitch out there, but I want backup Mitch playing starter. If that makes sense.
It's how you talk about backup quarterbacks, bro. It's how we talk about.
Yeah, but he's better as a backup.
I want this version, but not of this, but a little bit of this, but some of that. Backup quarterbacks give you that because they got some moments where it's like, yo, he's really good. And you're like, oh, what the heck is this? Why can't you do this more? Mason. Last week version of Mason versus this week version of Mason. Mitch, you talk about him. Starter Mitch versus off the bench Mitch. It's just too inconsistent from either one.
I think, if anything, it shows the Steelers knew what they were doing when they were drafting Kenny Pickett.
Fair enough. Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah, I think you really got to give the team props there.
And Kenny has continued to develop also. That's the part for him because we've seen people get drafted and you could feel like it's justified, but that player still has to come in here and continue to develop not just year one, but also into year two. So we have seen that part as well. But yeah, I just think that with the other dudes that we've been naming, man, they all just be in the same little room together of backup quarterbacks. And Kenny's in this room over here with the starters. Yeah, go ahead, stay in here. In fact, graduate from starters to franchise. Like that, we hoping he keeps going that direction. But the other ones, yeah.
Dondre, why can't Broderick Jones transition to right tackle if Dan Moore comes out and has an amazing season? You can't say it's an ego thing from the team because a right tackle went ahead of him in the draft.
I don't think it's an ego thing one way or the other. I think is Broderick good enough to play over Dan Moore or Chuks Okorafor? In my opinion, he is not. I think if you're just looking to take out Chuks or take out Dan and you put Broderick out there week one, I think that we will be not as happy with the outcome. Whereas if you go with Chuks and you go with Dan and you put the pride to the side and you just let them boys go out there and play until Broderick consistently shows that he can beat them out, I think we'll be feeling a lot better about our situation, especially in the pass game. That's just how I look at it. Broderick is very, very talented, man. Watching him at practice, very, very talented. You watch him in the game, he shows the talent. But as me and Deke talked about as well, he lacks urgency at times when he's finishing plays, and that is why the past two games we've seen dudes that should have no reason having any type of success on Broderick having success on Broderick. That's the type of stuff that can't happen at this level. Not when you're trying to win, especially when you're trying to protect the franchise quarterback. Can't have that happen. So Broderick is athletic. He can play both sides, yeah, if you need him to. But until he can play it better than Chuks, better than Dan, and be more consistent than them, you just can't make that move. Not from my opinion, at least, or from my perspective.
Yeah, I don't know if he was talking about next year. You know what I mean?
Maybe,
like down the line.
I mean, Chuks, Dan.
He'll have one more
Think
year.
about how Dan was. Dan, we talked about, would you put him at right tackle versus left tackle? It was the injury of the banner that ultimately made us do the switch of Dan Moore stay left, Chuks go to right.
Right.
Because even before then, remember, Chuks was still hopping on at the left at times.
And he wasn't doing good there.
Correct. Yeah.
I think it was a good switch.
It worked out, right?
It worked out.
Definitely worked out, man.
8-2-8 style. I love the 1-2 punch with 2-2 and 3-0 in that order.
Ooh,
22
okay.
is December football, Steelers old school football.
Yeah.
30 needs the second quarter every game. 22 gets the rest of them, but 22 will never see $8 million per year though. So he's seeing Jalen Warren as like a six man in the NBA.
Yeah.
Like New York Knicks with J.R. Smith. Like bring J.R. for the second quarter.
Which was why when you was like $8 million for Naj as a deal, I'm like, that seemed like overpaying.
I told you it's for the good vibes. It's for
that's a great
keep the
vibe.
continuity going.
If I'm paying you $8, I love the vibe. The vibe is immaculate.
Najee obviously still be productive. But yeah, I mean, the fair market value is probably closer to 5 or 6. If again he produces another 1,000-yard year. Maybe gets like 1,600, 1,700 all-purpose yard, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Like that's more reasonable. But I mean, does it kill you 1 year? Extra 1 or 2 mil?
Doesn't kill you, but could it be better spent? That's the question.
Yeah.
That's the whole running back argument. You could spend 15 on them dudes. You could have gave Saquon an extra 4-5 mil. But is that better for the team when you think about the other players that you could potentially have in there?
I've said this before, and this could help the running back market. One of these dudes got to go off in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right so if you're Najee, prove your value. Like we make the playoffs, Najee, prove your value. Or you can maybe put together 400 plus total yards and a couple touchdowns and be a big part of why we won a Super Bowl. Like that. Yeah. That would be a reason.
Because I said we've seen Derrick Henry put a team on his back, mix and ball, but it was in contrast, or it wasn't in. It was in concert with Burrow and Chase and Higgins and company. So he still wasn't viewed as like the reason why it was. McCaffrey played well, but once Brock went down, we saw that became irrelevant.
There's just too many times recently where the Super Bowl winners or even just Super Bowl teams have expendable guys at running back.
Still good players, but just, they haven't had to have a $10+ million running back. Yeah.
But if you have a guy that's big name that can take a team on a little bit more of a run, like Derrick Henry.
Yeah, we've seen Derrick Henry do it. L. Bell did it the one postseason for us. But then the same thing happens. They get hurt. And that's what happened in the AFC Championship, going to New England. He got hurt. So it's still, even historically, it goes back to those dudes at some point in time, that's going to hurt you more than it's going to help you. And now when we're thinking to that extent of, all right, the $8 million potentially in the context of it being Najee, not available, versus if I paid him $4 million, what does another $4 million player do or bring to me in that situation if Najee can't still be that version, right? Or if he's just a regular player at that part of the year. At least I got another $4 million player over there. You look at Levi Watt's a $4 million player. Levi Watt's a good player, man.
Very much so.
Yeah. Think about when we had Cam Sutton here a year ago. He was a $4 million player. He was arguably our best corner, all right? A year ago. Kello, your boy, before he went all the way, the opposite direction, he was a $4 million player. So it's like you can see the caliber of guys you can get for that price range, but that's the part where it's just like, do you just give it to Nas just to keep it all kumbaya? Or do you say, man, look, we know the running back market. I know what I got in-house. I'm about to go get me something from over here to help us out. We ain't paying you all that.
Maybe they give him an extension.
Yeah.
Where it's like 3 or 4 years. The average per year is less. Than what the 5th-year option would be, but he has a little bit more security.
I think that.
And it says, hey, we want you here to be around long term. Like, we value you. We want you to be a part of this team, be the leader that you are. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Well, we also got to see what he views his own market is as well.
That's true.
Because that's
what if he thinks Jonathan it's 12 Taylor, or 13? It's just like, all right, we're not even having this conversation then. This is stupid.
Because I think of them dudes, I'm like, all right, if they looked at themselves as $7 million running backs, we don't even talk about them. But if they're viewing themselves as $15 million running backs, night and day.
Right.
So we might look at Najee and say, oh, yeah, 8 is a little bit high, settle for 6. He might be saying 8, bro, I'm a $10 million back. It's a different combo, man.
Bo, you think that Patrick Mahomes' play should be legal, similar to the fake slide? You're in a losing position either way as a defender.
I mean, that's how I feel about it as a defender, but we know how people love offenses and people love quarterbacks. Remember the fake slide. It was people that wanted the fake slide to be a part of the game. But then if you start firing on every single quarterback when they actually are sliding, y'all be the first ones talking about throw that guy out the game. Can't have it both ways. That's how I look at it. I remember when Russell Wilson, when he early on started going to the sideline and he cut it up the first couple of times. Then after that, dude started hitting them dudes on the sideline. And it became a legit convo, kind of like what Deke said, even before that throw out of bounds. It's like it became a thing that if they're going towards that sideline, they're going out of bounds. Nobody can hit them. And that was why the dude in Cincy in the postseason had got flat, because he was clearly going out. You're supposed to let him go. Mahomes doing that type of stuff, though, now you do kind of bring that back to question. Because as a defender, if you telling me he can jump and still throw at football and that play is going to count, well, I'm going to play this full speed then when he's coming to the sideline.
Yeah, I'm going to take out your legs while you're jumping.
Absolutely.
So it affects your throw.
I'm going to fire on you. Believe that. Yeah. And you out the pocket, so I'm landing on you. Like, that's kind of how I think of it. So I do feel like that's something that they might look into if it becomes a thing. Now, right now, it's a one-off. But if it becomes a thing, because like Russell Wilson started doing it, he would look like he was going to the sideline. and then start to cut it up, and you're like, bro, you trying to have your cake and eat it too, essentially. That's what the fake slide was. You having your cake because you know you're protected, but now you want to fake the slide and go while we slowing down. That type of stuff is where you just get real janky in terms of the rules. So we'll see, man. If it comes up again, I'll be interested to see how the defender plays it. But yeah, all it takes is one time, man. That's all it takes.
A2A style, if we average 27 points during the season, hashtag Super Bowl.
Yeah, if we average that much, absolutely. I mean, shoot, I think they were showing if we just scored one extra touchdown versus the field goal that we were having last year, it takes our average up to like 20 points or something like that per game. Would have been top 15 or something like that in scoring offense last year. Yeah, and that's just literally just one difference of scoring a touchdown on a drive versus a field goal on a drive. So we're not far off, but the 27 averaging that's a lot of points, man.
Yeah, I think this offense is going to be good. Sergeant Buttcake, A2A style, I need your work. I DM'd you on Instagram. What's up, Moats? Deke, it was killing it in Madden last night.
Shout out. You was on the sticks?
I was playing all right. Yeah. I'm doing the ultimate team.
Bro, I like the game, man. I like the game, bro.
I do too. Yeah, I think they need to patch some stuff, but overall, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm with you.
What you like about it?
I like the smoothness of it. Thought the controls are good. I definitely like the realism, man. It makes it very difficult at times, though. Like,
there's some drops.
Yeah. But as a whole, though, I do like the game, though, man. I like the little animations in between plays too, when them dudes be like shoving each other. Like, it kind of make it like it's real. Now, sometimes I'm like, yo, y'all a little heavy on the antics. Like every single play, we ain't got to do this. But I do like the little touch. I think it's a nice little touch.
Yeah. Hopefully they can keep it going throughout the season.
Yeah.
Keep it good. Well, Harmon, should we bring in Grady Williams? God bless.
Ooh, yeah, he did.
He get
released. Yeah.
I mean,
it was a name a couple years ago. That was 2 years ago for Grady, right? Was that? Yeah, because this would be year 3 now.
It would come down to me. Do you want him or Pierre?
Grady has a bigger name.
He does. Oh wow, he's only 25.
Yeah.
We tried doing this with Justin Gilbert.
Yep. I was there for that one. I remember that. Yeah. He was like, oh, I see why. I got you now. Makes sense.
He wasn't terrible with the Browns, though, was he? What happened with his career here?
Urgency, bro. Urgency. Justin is an elite athlete, bro. He is no mistake. He's a first-round talent. You watch him in practice, he can do literally everything you want him to do at corner. But when you talk about the urgency, I mean, we talk Dan Moore, how you gonna fight to the bitter end versus like how Broderick right now is
no.
He's nice, but he's not really finishing. No, I'm not doing that because one was 3 years in and we were having that convo. The other guy is 2 preseason games in. Different context, that's all, But I did feel like for Justin, he just didn't play with the same type of urgency.
So you could see that being the case with Grady.
Right. In terms of why he's not had the success that we all thought he should have, the finish, the urgency, that is a difference at this level. Everybody has talent. You hear me say it all the time. Everybody has talent, man. It's some dudes that you don't even know their name, and they're elite athletes better than the best dude that's all pro. But the difference is that all pro, his urgency, his finish, the way he details all the little things is why he's the all pro versus why this dude is a great athlete. And if you had them do a world's greatest athlete contest, he would wash this all pro receiver, this all pro quarterback, running back, linebacker. But because he can't detail his work, or he just chooses not to detail his work to the same extent, that's the difference between them dudes. So with Greedy, great athlete, man. I don't know, though, what his urgency is going to look like, what he's detailing his work is going to look like. Now, it could change because of him being released now. Sometimes that's the eye-opener that you need. Sometimes to change the scenery, it works for you.
At least it's the Eagles and not some scrub team, because the Eagles can be justified in releasing him. We already got good guys. We don't need you, whatever.
Not like it was coming from Cleveland.
It was the Raiders or something.
Right. You're like, all right, y'all were in the Super Bowl, so at least we know y'all got something going on over there. But
I just want to read this comment because it's funny. Willie, that Steelers guy, says, Dan Moore strikes me as one of those players that stop trying once they get paid. How'd you pick that up from Dan Moore?
I don't know how he got that, bro.
I think it's the opposite.
I think it is as well. Yeah.
He seems like a class act.
Yeah. In fact,
that's just funny.
In fact, you can make a case that, he's already proven that. I mean, you come in the 4th round, you're not big bank, but then your player, your PP, the player performance pay that he gets, probably one of the top dudes in the league, him and Jalen Warren, just based on draft position and number of plays they played. Dan Moore played, every single game last year. So as a 4th round pick, his pay per play is a lot higher than the first rounders or the guys on 2nd-year contracts. So he probably made, a nice bonus this offseason. Still
they said
up, though.
him and Dotson, they got those
Dotson
bonuses.
is the other one,
Right.
Yeah, because Dotson starting and playing all those snaps as a 4th rounder as well, you make a nice 6-figure bonus in the offseason to essentially offset the fact that you were a later round draft pick playing a lot of snaps. But you've seen him back-to-back years now, still showing up with urgency, still showing up, competing to the bitter end, regardless of who was drafted here or not. So I do think it's actually opposite of that right now. Now, we don't know what it's going to like when he gets, if he does get the opportunity to become, the millionaire or multimillionaire and stuff like that we've seen. That could change, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But based on what we've seen right now, though, he has shown that he will compete.
You don't get that from him?
I personally
You don't see that in him?
I did not.
Another quick one here. Remix says, is it true, Moats? Diggs wants out.
Nah, you already seen Diggs tweet. Yeah.
Stephen A. got them sources.
Yeah, you already seen Diggs. He said, man, let me nip this in the bud now. I thought I already nipped it in the bud, but let me do it again real quick. But we've talked about that too, right? We say, if there's ever any controversy, if a player wants to clear the air in 2023, all you have to do is go on social media because you got your own platform. You don't have to wait to do an interview. You don't have to call up to a show. You don't got to wait to do a post game. And that's what Diggs did. The report was out. Okay, Steven, you said that. Cool. You got your sources. Cool. You said it with conviction. Cool. Everybody wanted to get crazy. Cool. Diggs just simply said, you know what? Let me go ahead and speak my piece. Let's go ahead and clear this out right now. Done. So, yeah, man. I looked at it like, who do we believe? You want to believe Stephen A., who earlier today we said has, no credible sources. He's just talking head. Or do you
never said that.
Not you. The chat did.
Did they?
Yeah, when they were talking about Stephen
earlier. They called him fake news media.
So it's like, all right, is he fake news when it's a story that we don't like? But if it's a story that we do want to like, then it's real news? Nah, I look at him like, yo, Stephen A., he's just going to talk. Diggs, coming from the horse's mouth, said he's good. That's how I looked at it.
Ryan McPherson says, Steelers Madden 24 hacks. Put Warren at RB1.
Oh.
Jet sweep to DJ.
Oh.
Never throw a streak unless the receiver is wide open. Scramble right with KP.
Oh. How you feel about that? Is that accurate?
I've been playing Ultimate Team. That sounds like that's a Regs thing. So
gotcha.
Yeah, Ultimate Team I'm back on. So
okay.
they got Kenny Pickett. Actually, they have his overall as the best in the game out of all the quarterback cards right now.
Let's go.
But release not good.
Yeah.
Some really bad inaccurate passes. But the more I'm reading about it, I think it's more about playing certain modes on All Pro. So they have a couple modes on All Pro and Ultimate Team, but then they have one on All Madden. They said if you go on All Madden, you'll be throwing dots all over the place, which doesn't make sense to me at all.
Explain that then. What do you mean?
It's an EA problem.
Because I've seen, did you adjust the sliders where you're like the perfect passing thing versus the classic passing?
I had to go to classic because the placement passing, whatever it's called, I was screwing up so bad. Now I just screw up. Not as bad.
I went to the classic.
I'm still really bad passes from Pickett, but they're saying it's because it's on All Pro and not on All Madden. They have an All Madden mode and Ultimate Team that I might have to try out. They said you're going to throw a lot better. Like, you're going to be accurate.
So how does that work then?
It doesn't make sense
play it
to
on
me at
All
all.
Pro versus All Madden.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
They have a head-to-head seasons mode, which is All Pro. Mutt Champs mode, which is used to be called Weekend League, where you have 25 games and you try to win as many games as possible, get rewards or whatnot. They have that on All Pro, and then they also have an All Madden head-to-head seasons.
Okay.
So they say play that one if you want any semblance of good accuracy from your quarterback, at least on a consistent basis.
Gotcha.
So I might have to try that because I've been doing the all-pro ones because that helps, like I said, with the rewards and leveling up. I'm trying to get this dope Pickens card down the line. But they're saying all Madden for better actual gameplay.
Okay.
Michael Williams, I appreciate the Steelers chat. Glad to connect with the Steelers fan from Austin, Texas.
Let's
keep this thing
Austin,
going.
Baby. Let's ride.
Yeah. Joey Weaver, Taco Tuesday with my mama.
Big facts.
What's the TD to interception ratio for KP?
What you got for him this year, man?
Well, what have I brought up? I've said like anything over 25. Yeah, like 25 and I think less than 10 on the picks. And then throw some rushing touchdowns in there. I'm seeing 30. Hey, dare I say 30 and less than 10.
Okay.
Dare I say.
If he go 2-1, I'm happy, man. Give me 2-1. 2-1 in year 2, man. I think that's a dope situation for him. If it's 20-10, if it's 25-12, like I'm good with all of that right there, man.
Yeah. Ultimately, just win game.
Rod Dollar, man. Heck no, Rod Dollar. Rod Dollar, no. Heck no. You got to keep that one in share line. He said 28-21.
No.
Nah, that's way too much share line. That's way too much, babe. We can't do that one.
There's no way. I'd bet a ton of money on that.
Hey, I'm about to say that way too much, man. We can't do that one.
I'll take the 28 touchdowns. As I said with Pickett, the year 2 jump, I don't think it has to necessarily be stat-related, fantasy stat-related, but the more I'm seeing from them in preseason and some of the stuff from training camp, I do think this offense will be a little bit more explosive. Be a little bit more Pickett-centric, as opposed to running the ball 60% of the time. Pickett do more of what you did last year. We'll open it up a little bit, but it's still going to be the same structure as the end of 2022. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think we're going to be running this thing through Pickett. We're not going to just abandon the run, but you get what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Tito Whitaker gifted Moats membership to Quan Summer.
Shout out to Tito being a rock star and Quan Summer. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
We also got A2A style. 8-3 is a player. That's all.
I swear, man. The Swiss Army knife, Mr. Versatility on offense, continuing to show versatility as a receiver, man. Could do it out the slot, do it out the backfield, do it as a wing, combat catch, look fast, confident with the football. I like what I'm seeing from Connor, man. Like it a lot.
Absolutely. Juby 28. I want the Seahawks if possible. Madden 24.
Ooh.
I do have him on the list. Someone was the Seahawks last year, though.
All right.
So we'll see if they're back in. We also got Steeler Nation on fire. Every time I start a new franchise with the Steelers on Madden, the first thing I do is trade Mason for Dobbs. That's that boy Mason.
Dobbs. Shout out to Dobbs, man. The one they got away.
I can't say that. No.
You said no, I can't go
he
that
could come
far.
back and be like QB3 for us.
It's the one they got away.
Joe Gerbis, glad to have DK back. But did you watch the O'Malley fight?
Swear, definitely watched the O'Malley. What was the DK back? Did I miss something?
He either's talking about our rival DK or...
Who's our rival DK?
Or, DK and Ramon.
Bro,
podcast rivals. The podcast beef. He's either talking about him or it's a typo and meant to say glad to have you guys back.
Hey.
Not sure.
Don't start that, man. That was funny. I was like, yo, am I missing something here? You tell us podcast beef, man. Nah, ain't none of that. But I did watch the O'Malley fight, man. I thought it was a good fight. Excellent job by him, man. Controlling the distance, good work with his footwork. And called his shot to an extent, man. Put him down. You can make a case for was it an early stoppage, but he won it, man. I'm excited for him. I'm excited to see who he fights next because there's a lot of options on the table. But it was a good fight, though, man. Did you check the fight out or not?
No, I saw he won.
Yeah.
Was that a big deal?
Yeah. Because for him, man, he's the next big name that they're trying to push on like the Conor McGregor type, and he does have the charisma. He does have like that big vibe to him, and he's
was
a knockout
this for the
dude.
belt?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yeah. So he beat the dude Aljamain Sterling, he had won like 9 in a row. Had defended the title multiple times. Second round, caught him with a nice shot, and then from there was able to get the stop. But no, it was a good fight, man. It was definitely good, and it was good for Sean because it's like he's just showing more evolution in his game. But yeah, it should be a big deal if he can continue it now.
Okay.
Like this is the first step. You beat Young. It was close, but you won. You won this one. All right. Now, let's see if you could really beat McGregor. Because that was the whole McGregor thing. So,
Michael Latham. Yeah. Rank our wide receiver core versus the rest of the NFL.
Versus the rest of the NFL.
So I pulled up the PFF rankings just for
who we got? Yeah.
something to look at. Okay. They got Bengals 1, Eagles 2, Dolphins 3, Niners 4, Seahawks 5, Dallas 6. Dude, I'll take us top 5. We're talking Niners and like Seahawks and stuff. I'll take us. Cowboys at 6 with like Brandon Cooks and CD.
What are we talking about? Them 2,000-yard receivers proven multiple times.
I like us.
I like the potential of us, yeah. I like the potential of us. But I like that group better than us today.
I like Robinson. I like Calvin. Yeah, I think we'll be in that mix.
Yeah, I definitely think like after the season it's a different convo because we'll know a lot more from Pickens as well. But Brandon Cooks has been a 1,000-yard receiver with 3 different quarterbacks, 3 different locations at one point in time, back-to-back seasons.
He's getting up there, though.
Fair. I'm with you on that. I don't take that away. And then CD
Gallup, a little inconsistent.
Yeah, but even his inconsistent, we've still seen him put together.
I like Deontay and Pickens is 1, 2. I mean, and then you add Robinson and Calvin.
I'm with
I know
you.
we still got to see it from Calvin, but you want to talk about proof? I mean, Allen Robinson has been proven.
Yeah. Allen Robinson is more proven than George Pickens, though. But the problem is we're viewing Pickens as a big-time person in this convo. He's not more proven than them other dudes just yet. Yeah.
I would take, he's wide receiver 1.
He's our best receiver, but he's also the big question mark because we got to see him take that real step to go from what we think to actually proving it. That's all.
Yeah, and that's my take. I think he does. I think he's going to ball out this year.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. Shoot, I hope he ball out too. Heck yeah. But I could understand why early on right now they would have a Brandon Cooks and a CD Lamb ahead of them right now.
Well, that's right. I got us in like, top 5, top 6. I think at least that. I think we're going to be a really good receiving core.
We should be. If we stay healthy and do what we're supposed to do, and Kenny plays like how we're already seeing flashes of him play, man, we will be in every convo that you talking about with the wide receivers because they are just as talented as them other groups. They're just not as proven as those other groups just yet. And as we've seen, it's no guarantee just because you're talented or because you have a dope first year that it's going to carry over. Chase Claypool and Pickens, I think, are different players. But after year 1 with Chase, we were very high on him coming into year 2. And then he was gone at the end of year 3. Not saying that Pickens is going to be even close to that convo. I'm just saying, though, I want to see it. Because we've done this before. We did it with Juju, too. Think about it. There was a time where Juju was talked about as, is he better than Antonio Brown? Early on.
Those people were idiots.
It's fine. People live in the moment, though. And then we overproject because we got this, like, passion about him. And it's like, oh, yeah, he's better than that. He's like, is he really?
I thought he was going to be better on his own than what he was, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely thought that. But yeah, better than AB. That's.
But that was
one of the worst takes he probably could have had.
Because he had the more. He had more yards, but AB had the touchdowns, and that was I think Juju's passing him. And then that's when AB came back. The whole people think they
Juju
number ones, but they're not number ones. Boo Boo Smith Schuster and all that. Yeah,
that was great. That was a great dynamic.
It was.
Because Juju was one of those guys you get on like drag routes and little slants and stuff. He was really good with the ball, make tough catches. But AB's just, he was the best receiver in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good dynamic. But I thought Juju could be at least, I'm not saying franchise one, but a wide receiver one we can rely on. 1,000+ yard seasons year in and year out.
And I don't think you were wrong for
thinking
that. All I'm saying is just the context of why I'm more patient with him.
Now, Ben got hurt, too. Yeah, Juju got hurt. Ben got hurt, so that was weird. That got weird.
Yeah. Once again, why I'm just patient with him. I'm excited about him, but that's why I'm not about to just sit here and act like Pickens on paper of what he's already done and what we think he's capable of doing. I'm going to just sit here today and say, oh, yeah, he's definitely going to be better than what I've already known these dudes to do multiple times in multiple locations for multiple seasons.
I will make that claim, then.
That's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. We need somebody to.
I will make
We
that
need
claim.
somebody to.
Pickens is going to be top 10 at least, and I said that about Pickett too.
Rod Dollars wrote up Martavis Bryant as well. He was another one that was in the convo like that.
He just needed to stay off the weed.
It's fine, and that's
he didn't have a problem with injuries.
But you see how many dudes we keep naming where it was like, yo, we all thought like it was guaranteed surefire. It was a point in time where I would have bet.
Martavis was like that.
It was a point in time where I would have bet a ton of money that Tay was going to be viewed as the best receiver in the league. A lot of us would have felt like that in-house. But that's the NFL, though. It's not a surefire thing. It's not a guaranteed thing. And for them dudes to actually make it and stay there, that's even tougher. So we will see if Pickens can do it, though, man. I hope so, though.
Like I said, top 10 at least for both Pickett and Pickens this year. When are we doing those rankings, too? I'm geared up. I'm ready for this.
I was waiting until this week after the game because, we got that, like, bonus week in between, right? Okay. So they play on Thursday. We figure I'm going to see what the schedule is for Friday. Maybe we come in here and do a show on Friday. Then after that, we got that week in between. Figured that's when we hit all of our final rankings, man, what we think dudes are going to be. And then from there, we got the game.
Yeah, my QB rankings are ready right now.
Man, you know what I mean? So that's how I figured we was going, you know what I'm saying? Tying that thing on out. Hey.
We could just do QB rankings if you want to.
No, we got to do them all, man. We definitely got to do QB. You got to start running back. Because I remember it was a point in time where you had Najee. You say he was going to be your top dude. Or in the convo being a top back. I want to know if that's still the same now with
I think did I have him top 5 or top 3 last year?
Yeah, it was in that convo. Yeah.
Here's the thing. He looked that way end of last season.
Mm-hmm.
First half of the season wasn't pretty. He didn't help my case. He got back. He creeped back into the top 10 though. After the end of last season, for sure.
Because I'm just like, we got some stuff we need to talk about. I need to see how
he's back in the top 10.
I want to see your receiver rankings.
Told you, Pickens top 10.
Like I definitely need to see that. Man, I feel pretty confident with your outside linebacker rankings. I feel pretty good with you there. Safety rankings is pretty good there. Corner might get interesting though. I just don't know how
What'd
you
they say? Pat P had a top 7 season last year. He's only like 6 months older, right?
That's the type of stuff I just want to see which mindset is this go around versus last year. That's it, man. I like it though.
I feel like there's some overrated corners in this league. There are. There's a lot of dudes just based off name out there.
I just remember you were trying to sell me on. I mean, you tried to sell me on Akello as a top 10.
I didn't do that.
You were talking him up crazy.
I was, but I know I didn't call him top 10.
You were talking Akello up crazy.
I said he could be our CB1.
Crazy, bro.
He could be our
Crazy.
CB1.
That's all I'm saying, bro. So I'm super. I just need to know where we stand going into this year.
The hand we got. We are electric in our rankings this year. I think even higher on a lot of these guys than last year. Outside of Najee, I think I did have him top 3.
His approval rating isn't the best right now.
I can't do Najee top 3 again.
I'm interested to see these quarterback rankings though. Like
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
It's gonna be a vibe, bro. It's definitely gonna be a vibe.
Is this Boomman318? It says, Deke Moats, do the league start the 7th or the 10th? We'll try to get it the week. We'll get it that week before.
Yeah.
And like you're just gonna have to set up with your opponent what time you play.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, we'll figure out the days we advance, and then you'll have that week to literally schedule your game. Then we advance. I don't know, maybe Sunday night or Monday night. We'll figure it out. And then DeQuante Perry, on Cam's podcast, he said Herbert got a sack in practice and did the TJ leg kick. TJ laughed and said it won't happen again. LOL.
Hey, I like that.
Don't steal the man's celebration.
He can't take a Sally? He can't?
No. I mean, we're already calling him Baby Watt, and he's stealing all of his pass rush moves. Don't steal a celebration, though.
Hey, if you could do it to TJ's extent, though, and you do it enough times, I mean, who knows? It would become your celebration. All right? Remember, Peace used to be the one they kicked. All right? You do enough of it, man. We'll change the kick to your kick. All right?
He had like a soccer kick, though.
Yeah, Peace is more of like I'm kicking dirt up on you.
Exactly.
Whereas TJ is like I'm showing you my athleticism and elite flexibility kick. Yeah. Then you had Woodley with the like ninja side kick. Wow.
Yeah.
Everybody has a kick, man. Yeah.
Boomman318 also gifted a Mets membership to Stoogie McClung.
Shout out to Boomman being a rock star and Stoogie McClung. Definitely appreciate you. And welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Let's go. UW says, I wasn't too high on Dubas when he was the GM, or when he got the GM job, but he somehow got rid of all of Hextall's drunk decisions. Penn should be back in contention this year.
You did say that too, bro.
It's that Eric Carlson
definitely said
trade.
that, bro.
Somehow they got the best defender in the league and gave up all the shit that Hextall brought to this organization.
Yeah, all in like one move. It was like a vibe, bro. I'm with you.
I'm sure we gave up something good in the acquisition, like some draft picks or something, but I don't care about draft picks right now when you have Crosby, Malkin.
Because we got this window.
Exactly. The last dance. Dino DeFlorio has joined the upper room.
Shout out to Dino DeFlorio and welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Michael Latham, which starter is most likely to lose their spot?
Well, technically, we already saw it. It was Dotson.
No, that doesn't count.
Why doesn't that count?
That doesn't count. It's got to be the starters we have slated right now going into 2023. Starter most likely to lose their spot.
For week 1?
No, I think he's saying as the season goes on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I look at you probably make a case for corner, or you see.
Some people are thinking Najee.
I mean, running back is in the convo.
This one's an easy one to me. If Montravius Adams is our starting nose tackle, Keanu Benton.
I guess. Do you view him as like the surefire starter?
They got him on the depth chart at least. I think he came out first too in that preseason game, right?
Yeah, but like I don't know. I've never viewed Montravius as like when Tyson was here. Like how Tyson was like clearly like that's our nose. You got Benton, you got Fioku, Adams. So yeah, I don't know.
That's an easy one for me.
Sure then, yeah. I was like, I don't think that was like they started because I would still be playing him in this last preseason game. I ain't sitting him.
Right.
Yeah. I'm thinking of like, I don't know. Yeah, probably a corner. I could see like I said, late in the year, JPJ getting more opportunities.
I think they all three play no matter what though. Yeah. And I was gonna say that with receiver, like could Calvin Austin start to get more and more snaps over Allen Robinson? But I don't think Robinson's just
still
not
gonna play. Yeah, because Robinson running routes, creating separation, especially on third downs, I think that's going to be an element that is going to keep him involved. Whereas for Calvin is very specialized with his speed, but he's not the route runner that Allen Robinson is right now. I know whoever y'all was trying to debate me about this route running stuff, I know, but it's still showing in the stadium. He's not running routes like Allen Robinson is. That's a good route runner.
He's good though. Combined with that speed.
That's fine. I'm with you on all that, man. I'm with you on all that. His best release is versus the slant. You know, because he can shake you, and then run it, and it's quick, and it's not a crazy, intricate timing thing. But outside of that, he's verticals, outs, comebacks. Kind of like Pickens, but just the reverse is he's the speedier version, whereas Pickens is the I'm going to go up top and just dunk on you version. But they are really similar in terms of their route running style right now, man. But they're young. They're supposed to be. Allen Robinson, very refined, very detailed. And that's just the little differences, man, in terms of third down play. You work in the route, you're technically covered, but you understand, now I need to expand. Now I need to just get a little bit of space. It's a subtle thing, but he's not hesitating. He doesn't wait, and that's ultimately quarterback friendly. Route running, little stuff. But
yeah, mine's. I don't know if it's a cop-out answer because you brought up Montravius and saying like, yeah, was he even going to get starters minutes anyway? But we do have him listed starter on the depth chart. Or we probably will even too when they come out.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Keanu Benton played more snaps than him.
Right.
Even if Montravius was as a starter.
That's what I mean. That's the easy one. I think Benton's going to be really good for us.
Because I don't feel like I'm going to have a hard Quan is going to get beat out or Cole is going to get pulled. Like, nah, I don't feel like that either.
Yeah, I think everyone's going to play a role.
I'm really trying to think who could get beat out.
I can't. One that you brought up with JPJ, Levi Wallace, maybe, but I still see Levi Wallace playing.
Right. And I was saying for Dan would have to be playing bad for him to get beat out because when we're talking
I don't know if I see
a dude
that
coming in
either.
practice, like in season practice, it's hard for an offensive lineman to move up like that in comparison to like training camp where you're competing in this full pass and stuff. it's a different style of practice. So
it's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have a good answer. Well, mine's Benton on Travis.
All right, so you're gonna go Benton. I will go with. I'll keep the JPJ for Levi or Pat P. I'll leave it at one of them.
Ooh.
I don't know. I'm just throwing something out there. I feel like that of all the probabilities.
Obey Evan agrees with you. He says 100%. I see JP beating out Pat P.
I was like, if I'm just playing the probability game of 17 games, at some point in time, could I see, does he slow down a little bit while he's getting hot, starting to pick it up?
Right.
All right. Hey, let's put you in the slot real quick, man. Let's get you out here. All right, boom.
We got another super chat that just rolled in. Let's go UW. Ain't it funny that Irsay is the leading voice on running backs not having value, but wants a first-round pick for Taylor? He's really trying to be Dan Snyder.
I was trying to figure that one out. I was like, so...
Who's trading for Taylor?
But this was my whole just thing where Irsay, you don't want to pay him. He's not valuable enough for you to do that. But you want a first-round draft pick for him if you're trading him. Just like, dang, man, which one is it? If he's not valuable enough that you're going to pay him first-round type compensation, why are you trying to trade and get first-round type compensation back for him? Just let him go.
Second's fair.
Yeah, second is fair.
Didn't McCaffrey go for a couple seconds?
He went like 2 seconds in the fourth, right, or something like that. Like, yeah, but to say a first-round pick is like, bro, you essentially saying you're not going to trade him then. But you're not
who's giving up
either.
a first? I don't
Right.
think anyone's giving up a first right now.
That's the whole argument, yeah. That's the whole argument. Yeah.
TG kept trying to say the Bills were going to give us a first for Najee.
Nah. Nah. Not at all. Not at all.
Tyler LaQuatra. Hey, Moats, have you seen these Calvin Austin routes in preseason? Seems pretty elite to me.
Nah. And I'm going to tell you for a fact, the route where he won was a slant route, and Kyer was literally just not putting hands on him. And you look at, he did about 30 jukes and went about 1 yard, and then just darted across for the slant, caught it, which was good. But in terms of his style of route running, it is not what you're trying to make it to be. I get what you're trying to do, and there's nothing wrong with that. You feel strong about it. It's good. But just from a professional level, I just know what we talk about. That's all, baby. Ain't nothing wrong with it, though. Yeah. In my opinion, it's not the end-all, be-all either. You could feel like you got it 100% right, and if so, man, salute you.
Trevor Ward says Corey Trice felt like a huge loss, and I'm with him on that. I think Pierre's spot would be in jeopardy if Corey Trice was here.
I do think it would be very interesting. Even though Pierre did keep a lid on it. He kept a lid on it this week, Deke.
We know what Pierre is. I mean, he's capped at as our fourth corner.
Yeah. He's going to fight.
Be out there for dime packages.
Come on, man. Fundamentally sound. He's limited when we're going there. And it's athlete on athlete. Yeah. It could get
Whereas
dicey.
Corey Trice could have done all that this year probably as a rookie and then had the upside to be the running mate with JPJ as
100%.
our franchise corners.
100%.
But damn, that hurt. That loss hurt.
That's
that
the
injury
name,
hurt.
though, man. That's how it goes sometimes, bro.
I am Prime saying shout me out.
Shout him out.
Was he the one that made the comment?
I don't
know. I think he actually agreed with the comment by Trevor Ward. So I'll shout you out for that.
No.
I am Prime.
There it is.
Fish Momentum, 2 comments. Moats wants some sour grapes for that loss. # Bells.
Hey, I mean, it's preseason, bro. What are we talking about? If I get the sour grapes, do I also get a birthday cake too since we won?
Is he?
That's all I'm saying. It go both ways.
Fish Momentum might need that P.O. box.
Ways.
I think he wants to send those grapes.
It go both ways, that's all.
Has anyone ever had sour grapes?
I don't know.
I actually never have.
I've never had them, but no.
Is that just grapes that go bad and they become sour? Because that doesn't happen with bananas. Bananas get like sweeter. Like the older they just get, you know what I mean?
They look weirder though.
Right.
Yeah.
Fish Momentum, what's good, everyone? Happy Tuesday, Goats, and thank you for that.
No, salute you, baby. Salute you, man. Just say ooh, 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 ooh.
828 style, when it comes to opinions, I trust former players' eyes than mine. I believe in your takes, Moats.
Oh, no, man. It's all love. I do appreciate you, but it's all love, man. I just go off of what I see, my perspective of it, give the opinion. That's it, man. Yeah. We ain't going to force you to listen to me, though. You ain't got to.
Spice Creations says smoking on that Bills pack right now.
There it is. It be it, huh? They say it's that potent. Yeah.
But I think that's it for the Super.
It was a vibe, bro.
Right now.
That was a vibe. Bro, it literally took us to 2:29 too.
Yeah.
That was like, this is perfect with the shot clock. Deke was like, hold on, I got you.
So.
Deke said, I got you on the point guard today. Hey, man, what's saluted then, Deke? Hey, it was a vibe, bro. It was a vibe.
I agree.
Copacetic then. I think it was pretty solid.
You have anything else to add?
No, because I figure when we in here tomorrow, we'll start, turning the page a little bit, see what we looking for specifically in this 4th preseason game. And
I already told you my answer. Nothing.
Yeah.
Health. I want to get out of there healthy.
Yeah. I mean, because it's going to be some roster movement stuff. We talk about the 53-man roster. Well, when we talk about dudes that are going to potentially be making that roster or not, if all they focused on it for is their health, they're going to be answering that question for themselves.
Yeah, I guess we'll be digging deep.
Oh,
we'll be digging deep tomorrow. We'll be talking second and third team, not first team. But I don't want to see anything from the first team. Don't need to see it at least.
That's all. So, would it change your perspective if Dan Moore went out there and got trashed?
Fair. I don't need to see him though. That's the thing.
I
don't want to see the first team at all.
You.
But if he's out there, I guess you got to go off what you see.
Yeah.
I don't want Kenny Pickett to look trash either. You know what I mean?
That's my thing.
I don't want anyone to look trash if you're out there.
I'm like, if we're gonna be playing, it's actually some people that Deontay can have a bad game. I don't think that would hurt him. I think Dan Moore having a bad game.
It won't help him for perception.
True.
If he has a few drops.
If Najee had a bad game and Jalen had another explosive play, I think that okay, yeah, yeah, we'll be over here like, hey, Naj, you got out there healthy. We're happy for you, but for this next week and a half, we're gonna be really looking into who should be RB1 going into week 1.
This is down in ATL, though. This is where he started to get off last year.
Okay.
I think he's got something. Yeah, doesn't he? Alabama, he used to play a lot of games there, too.
Uh-huh.
He'll be fine.
All right. What about Warren?
Everyone should be fine. Like, I'm just telling you, if we're playing, these guys should play good.
Okay.
We've seen nothing but good things from the first team.
I just think that it could be a little spicier than we think it could be if certain things do take place, just because of what we've already seen these first 2
But do you
games.
get my point? I don't need to see anything take place.
100%.
I'd rather them just all sit. But yeah, we're going to
but
react to what's in front of us.
I'm like, if they're going to play this game, it's going to have some stuff in there, man. Absolutely, bro. But I am with you. I don't want to see it. But yeah, it's going to happen. So we're going to do our due diligence, and we will talk about that. That will be tomorrow, though. At 4:30 start time tomorrow, too. Let's go ahead and throw that out there early while y'all catching on the front end. It's first day of school, I'm trying to be the good dad, Deke. I need to be there. You know how that is, man.
You should be, yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't want my kids to be first day and they like, dang, daddy ain't want to pull up. That's crazy. Where was he at? Hanging with Deke. Then they be looking at you sideways, Deke. I don't want them looking at you sideways. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So we're gonna have a 4:30 start time tomorrow, but we'll obviously deep dive into some of those little matchups and some of the particulars of the final preseason game versus the Falcons, man. But with that being the case, y'all hit that like button one more time for the coaches. Subscribe if you have not done so. Another big time shout out for 828 Styles and them Fire Jordans that he made for me and Deke. Yeah, once again,
These
man.
are awesome.
Once again, shout out to you, 828, man. You absolutely killed these. Appreciate you again from the heart. We cannot wait to rock these joints here, man. Absolutely.
Oh, you know what? Real quick. Bleach Report, 4 o'clock today.
You got
4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 53-man roster projections.
Let's go. Y'all get a little early access.
There's
man.
some big names that are getting cut.
Tap in with Deke, man. Tap in with Deke. Said 4 p.m.
4 p.m.
4 p.m. Bleach Report app, man. Definitely tap in.
I'll try to get the link
homie,
out before.
Man. Definitely support the homie right there.
I'll probably wear those shoes.
Bro, they clean.
I think I got to wear those shoes.
They're hard, bro. They're hard. I cannot wait to put them on, bro. I low-key was about to put them on at the game, but I was like, I needed to wait till we at least showed them live. Right. Yeah, otherwise I was going to wear them then. I'm that guy. I was too excited. So, yeah, man. But with that being the case, though, I think that's everything. All right. Yeah. So we good. All right. So, yeah, because I did get the reading, so we're good. Yeah, we already got DraftKings, so we straight. So, with that being the case, man, y'all stay safe out there. And until next time, baby.
Peace.